sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, we are live. It is 10 Drink Minimum. I'm your host, Chris Burnett. This show is sponsored by the Topo Chico seltzer that Holly Ann herself is plowing down. How are you?
I'm good.
Smiley made it today
Yeah.
in his red light camera shirt.
As if I wouldn't.
I don't know. Hey, every day till you don't. And then in studio with us from the band Nara Visa, we have Peach and we have Matt. Welcome.
What is that?
Howdy.
Huh? Oh, I just say what is that or what is that?
Who are we?
Where are we?
Oh, all right. I hope that's who you are.
That is who we are.
All right, on, man. Welcome to the show.
Stoked to be here.
How is everybody today, man?
Good. It's really,
Good.
It's really hot.
Father's Day.
It's Father's Day.
It
Oh,
is
yeah.
Father's
I don't
Day.
know if
Yeah.
anybody's a father here, but happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
Somebody is. I'm not.
My brother's a father. How about that?
Yeah. Happy Father's Day. Yeah.
Father's Day to your brother.
Right?
And all the fathers listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just my brother.
To just your brother. Yeah, it's one of those, man. It's been quite a week. It's like fucking hot as shit now. in
Oh my
Albuquerque.
God,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Once the wind disappears, then the heat comes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's
that's
terrible.
you're supposed to say it like prophetic. When the wind disappears, then comes the heat.
Then comes the rays.
Yeah. And then, young Lana.
First thing I did when I got into my car today was I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. It was that
Right.
hot. It was just that hot. I was like,
Oh, okay, you were hungover. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I'm not lying. That's exactly what happened. I sat in my car. I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
All right.
I had to chew it back because I was running late.
I did the whole. I did an overhaul in the old swamp cooler yesterday,
Nice.
just in time, man.
Fresh pads and
Dude, I go into fresh pads, fresh bearings. So then my belt,
Nice.
I get back from like Lowe's, and I'm looking at the belt, and I'm like, shit, the belt's all fucked up, and I'm like, I gotta go redo this, right? So I'm like, just go over to Rax. You know, is anyone like know what Rax is?
I do. I've never been there.
So Rax is like a hardware store that's like been around for a while. In the one I'm going to is like in the south. It's on Rio Bravo, right?
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
So I walk in, and like, there's a girl behind the counter, and then an old guy. And the old guy is like, as soon as I see him, I go, this dude's gonna help me right away. This will be in and out quick.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey there, neighbor, how can I help you? Let me describe to you what this guy looked like. He's probably in his late 60s, early 70s. He's wearing a train conductor hat,
Yes.
Yes.
a white shirt with nothing on it, black suspenders, and jean shorts.
Oh.
He's all, let me see that belt you got there.
Hot.
And he's all, let me see the number on it. Yep, that's a 57. Let me be right back. And he comes over and he goes, see this belt? It's all worn on one side, so your pulley's off a little bit.
Oh, man.
Got an alignment issue.
He's all, you got to get them all lined up. And I was like, yeah, I saw that. I said, I changed the bearings. And he's all, well, partner, you know what you're doing.
Do you ever, like the like old guy you see every once in a while? You're like, I aspire to that someday.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah, like you're like when I see them is when they're wearing that Dickies onesie
Yes.
that you know they have no underwear on.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
The one piece, that just zips up.
Things I did not need you to tell me.
Well,
Did not want to know that.
that's. I mean,
I thought that was just an assumption, right?
Yeah.
If I see someone in overalls, I'm all, they are nudie underneath there. There's nothing on underneath that.
Never, ever, ever assume that old men are not wearing underwear.
Oh
Just
man.
never, ever assume that.
Well,
Because-
that's really the two different
Anyone
kinds
in
of people.
overalls, man.
I mean,
I'm like,
what's
they
your?
obviously don't have
I mean,
underwear
what's your guys' like? I've given up outfit, like because I mean that's what that is, right? Like you're just like fuck it.
Weirdly, I feel like I wear overalls when I'm trying to, it's the opposite of my giving up
Oh.
It's like I wear them with purpose.
Oh no, overalls are fashion.
Yeah,
that's some fashion shit right there, man.
Or like cutting wood or whatever.
Oh fuck yeah,
for a purpose.
But like
the,
I think suspenders, you're kind of there. You're like, I just don't want them to fall down.
Yeah, especially the guys that have been wearing suspenders so long. There's like divots in their shoulders.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like that's a good one.
Their body has changed physically because of how long they've worn suspenders.
See, I'm into that. Yeah, I'm with it. You know,
it's commitment.
Like everybody's like, if you buy your clothes at Costco, it's over. And I'm like, no. I've gotten good pants at Costco.
Jeans are nice.
Best pants I've had were at
I
Costco.
love
Costco.
I've been pissed off at Levi's. I hope this. I've been like buying Levi's forever, and I bought like a brand new pair.
Yeah.
And they're not even lasting me a year. It's crazy. Like if you get the kind of stretchy ones, like they're just ripping in the ass like pretty much all the time. And I'm like, it's $100 pair of pants.
Well, whoever created the pants that look denim but are stretchy.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. Mm-hmm. Those are the dopest shit ever because then you can get them a little tighter and you're like not just like feel like a robot walking. Right. I had a friend that was like, he's like, how do you break your pants in? And I was like, I wear them. I don't know that there's a thing. And he's like,
it's like a raw denim guy,
dude. And I was like, well, what do you do? And he goes, well, I fill up the tub and I put them on and I sit in the tub. Yes. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you talking about? Are we still talking about pants? Something wrong with you?
That sounds like my ex-husband. My ex-husband did that.
I've done it.
Really?
What's supposed to do?
Yeah.
Well, because he refused because he said I don't want to say what he said because we've all heard the stories of my ex-husband. He wasn't a very tolerant person. Mm-hmm. But so he refused to wear stretchy denim.
Oh wow!
So he would sit in a bathtub with his fucking jeans on.
Was it like a man thing?
Like
it was a man thing.
Now here's my question, and maybe somebody out there in Tendrick Minimum Land can say this. Like, do you get in the tub with the denim on, and then when you get out, do you wear them until they dry?
Yeah, that's what my ex-husband used to do, and I would get mad.
Awful.
It's terrible, and you would hear him walking around the house like slosh. I'm like, this is, you could just get
Holly. I got my wet jeans on.
Where's Dad? He'd be like, hold on, shush.
There he goes. and like, I just feel like back in the like late 90s, early 2000s, people are doing this in the Jinkos.
Yes.
Oh God.
I love like there's a meme where like these kids are at some festival and it's raining and they're wearing Jinkos. And they're all these proud soldiers walked around with 300 pounds of wet Jinkos on.
That's true, man. Right up to your knee. You can never keep those things dry.
Yeah.
Oh man, aquarium in your back pocket.
So you guys have a new record coming out. It's Our Lady of the Duck Pond. So so it sounds like you guys have some absolute Albuquerque cred if you're doing Our Lady of the Duck Pond. I mean, did you guys go to UNM?
Yes.
I did.
We both did.
Both of you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
Did everybody do UNM? Cody and Richard?
No, I don't think. Yeah, Cody did. Richard, I'm unsure, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 members of the band did.
So the thing that blows my mind. So I listened to this record, and you guys are like right in my wheelhouse. How in the fuck have I never heard of you guys at all?
Same.
Like,
very new band.
Yeah, we're pretty new.
How long have you guys been playing?
Well, for this band specifically,
I think first show was March of last year.
Oh,
so like a year and a half, basically.
Okay, so but you guys have played around for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been in bands since high school.
Okay.
Cody and I have been in bands pretty much together.
What was like
life.
the previous bands?
Okay, so
August James and the Love Sick Symphony.
We played in August James Love Sick Symphony. We played in a band called Eugene.
Okay,
that's kind of where we met. I used to play in a band called Jonkin Cave and Wildflowers in Mojave. And then you had a bunch of other bands way closer to high school.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of bands that kind of would. I don't know if you ever went to like a house show at the Bungalow or Vassar Bastards or.
No, I've done a lot of house shows. I used to go to like the Town Hall and Gold House,
yeah.
Some I think Raptor House once.
Yep.
I always love when you hear all your Iron House, Gold House, Raptor House. Like what the fuck?
I don't remember there being a Raptor Street, but
yeah, right. Raptor House, but yeah, because like I sat there listening to this record and I was like, how the fuck have I never seen? Have you guys played out very much?
Yeah, let's see. Last year we probably had around half a dozen shows.
All right,
we're trying to get out there like at least once or twice a month.
Gee, how enough? Then I'm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Then I feel bad about.
Then we're
myself.
failing.
Yeah,
I feel like
we go to a lot of live shows, and we're like,
Yeah,
what is
dude.
going on here?
I know. I was Friday night. I went and saw. I was popping back and forth between 2 different venues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
all good. I mean, I don't know. I think we, Barney's a good friend, so we've played Launchpad and stuff. But I think it's one of those things where even if you've been in the scene for a long time,
Barney.
Even if you've been in the thing a long time, it's like you start a new band, you kind of have you still have to work your way into those situations where you're getting good promotion, you're getting all that stuff.
And then like I guess there is like that whole level, like you start out in the house, like the DIY house,
Yeah.
Then maybe you might do like Moonlight Lounge or Echoes. Maybe I guess Echoes is kind of now in that beginner thing.
Yeah.
Then like once you get up in there, you're like Launchpad, and then Sister, and then and then like you might do Sunshine's kind of a harder one to hit, or El Rey. I
don't know. You're gonna be playing on my Spotify forever now.
No, I think you guys are fantastic.
You guys are great.
It's weird because you guys like said you're indie rock, but I feel a lot of like Americana influence in there.
Definitely.
Some stoner metal a little bit in there. Is that wrong? I mean, am I wrong on that?
No, I would agree.
Yeah. All right. Because I was listening to it, and I hate to call it melodic, but it's very melodic, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I love the record. It's great. When does it come out?
So it's actually already out. It came out
the weekend before.
It was the Friday of Memorial Day.
May 20th, I believe.
So people can go on Spotify and all that. And
Spotify, Apple Music,
iTunes,
it's everywhere.
So Nara Visa, Our Lady of the Duck Pond. Go
Listen
check it out.
to it. You have to. It's
good. It's
so
great.
Good.
It's really good. It's gonna be in my rotation for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what, like, as musicians, like, who are like the people that you look up to, like that you were like, oh man, I want to play music because of these people?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
I'll let you take.
I don't think.
Okay.
Is it? Like one of you is a guitar player. Who's the guitar player? He is a guitar player.
Yes.
You're the drummer.
Drummer.
Man, you're a big drummer, man.
I know.
You're a big dude to drum. I say that though, and like I saw the Shins play, and their drummer now is like 6'8".
Really?
Yeah.
Was that the show at the convention center?
Kiva, yeah.
Okay.
He's really nice though.
Okay, good.
He's a real nice guy.
Yeah. It sucks to be a big guy that's mean. You want to be a big guy that's
no,
nice.
he's like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Like, but he like behind the drums, dude, you're like the first time I ever saw them with him, they played at the Opera House, and we were backstage, and like I'm like standing like 8 feet away from him. I'm like, God damn, how tall is that motherfucker?
You know who else has a tall drummer is Tool.
Really?
Oh, Danny
my
Carey
God,
is like
Danny
6'6".
So I got to meet him and talk to him, and I guess you see him sitting behind drums the whole time,
and he has a massive set too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow.
And I'm a small person, so I looked up at him like, oh my God. But I guess it's not that surprising that drummers are tall. It's just
Well, I was just kind of trying to think, because I feel like when you're sitting behind a drum set, you don't really notice if someone's tall. And I'm trying to take a picture.
I definitely do though. I've seen shows or photos of us at a show, and I have like a little Gretsch kit that's like a bop kit. It's got like an 18-inch bass drum.
Yeah.
And I look at myself behind that kit, and I'm like, I look absurd. Like I need a giant rock drum set, because this is not cutting it. Like I look like a giant person playing like a toy drum set.
Duke City Warrior says hello to you.
Hello.
So before we sidetracked, we were talking about who you guys look up to as musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me it changes all the time. I think most recently I've been listening and kind of trying to emulate my sound a lot with like Jason Molina, listening to a lot of kind of that folk alternative sort of thing. But I really love minimalism within music.
Oh, okay.
So I love listening to that sort of thing. I grew up listening to like a lot of like metalcore and hardcore and that sort of thing. And then, as you get older, I think I definitely learned like from my dad. My dad listened to a lot of classic country, and growing up, I hated that stuff. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like just
it's
honky-tonk bullshit.
Oh my God! Like that's how my grandma was.
Yeah.
Like I grew up, like I'd go to my grandma's house, and she had like satellite TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the only two channels, CMT or the Nashville Network.
Oh my God.
All fucking day long.
Oh,
yeah. And then now, like I would fucking kill to have both of those channels.
No kidding.
I'm opposite of you. I've always listened to classic country, and I enjoy it, which I can hear the influence in you a little bit. But
so last night for karaoke, for my first, we were at my friend's house, so there's not a lot of people there, so you can kind of try out like some new stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Conway Twitty tight fitting jeans
Yeah.
is in my motherfucking wheelhouse.
Nice.
That is now in the rotations. Like, I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, I'm that's like one of my songs now. You know how, like, I don't know if you guys do that for your karaoke. You're like, oh yeah, I'll do some. Then you have like your 2 songs. You're like, I practice these at home.
Yeah,
I love singing like Cash songs.
Oh yeah.
I just like singing low is really fun.
Oh yeah.
There's so much room to kind of like mess around with it too.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not good at it, but
yeah, but I mean,
fun.
See, that's the thing. When you're not a good singer, you have to like go like. You can't sing the songs you want to sing. Right? You go find the ones that you can do. Like there's the ones that like some songs where you just like kind of talk through the song.
Totally.
Let's see. Duke City Ware says, I've been listening to some jazz music. It's calming.
I love jazz.
I do not.
I love jazz.
I'm not a fan.
I gotta be in the mood.
Jazz is like that stuff that plays on the elevator, right?
No, that's called music. That's music. Yeah.
I don't know what jazz
That's
is.
all good too.
Oh, that's so offensive.
And then, so what about you, Freddie? You're
Yeah, let's see. I grew up with pretty. I don't know, my mom and dad listened to, like, I guess, obviously, I think your most, the music influences you kind of grow up with maybe dictated a little bit by your parents, and I liked most of the stuff that I listened to. And my dad was like, a big Petty guy, big. Let's see. Like,
I got to see
Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms.
So kind of like that.
So you just showed me how old I am. So yeah.
So and my mom and dad kind of had a similar taste in music, but I think I grew up with. But like my first CD that I ever bought on my own was actually an Eminem CD.
Oh shit!
And then so I think my rotation was like Eminem, Queen, Green Day.
Do you feel old now? Like Eminem's kind of like they're like, he's retiring Slim Shady.
Yes, totally. I do. I do. So I don't know. I've always liked rap and stuff, and I think my love of percussion probably came from like listening. Just like I think making beats is really cool and fun, and I like that approach to drumming a lot, where it's very precise, but it's very groovy, and I think the music comes out in like.
I like how you're a drummer, and you're like, I like the music where they don't use a drummer, but they use a machine.
I like both.
Yeah.
But in some cases they do use a live drummer. You know, like even like Roots or something.
Sure.
Like that.
Oh yeah. They're coming too. They're going to be somewhere around here.
Are they?
That's
awesome.
Maybe in I think maybe Tom. I don't know.
I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, they're going to be around somewhere. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because like literally that you picked the music where like I remember as a kid going, what is an 808? Because they always talked about it, Like, and then like growing up, I was like, oh, they're like that. That's a drum machine,
right?
Oh.
The 808 kick drum, yeah.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, in different question, like this is a 10 drink minimum staple, like since way back. What was the first like show that you went to, like concert or show that you paid for? Not your parents took you, but you paid for. See if you guys remember.
For me, I think this probably would have been like, I don't know, sophomore, junior year. Went to go see Census Fail at Sunshine Theater.
Okay.
It was like the first time I went to like a big, I guess Sunshine was big to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're like, what's the show gonna be like? Is there people doing drugs?
Yeah. But
I smelled weed. What?
Yeah, somewhere. But I remember being so disappointed because I hadn't learned like a lot of concert etiquette to where like if the band releases a new album, they're probably going to be playing only that. So I was like, I'm going to go listen to all the old hits that I love, and they played like 2, and I was just like, what the hell?
but I feel like that's like some bands do that, some bands will not. Right? Yeah. They'll have the new record out, and they'll play like the 2 radio play ones or the 2 that they think, or they'll play like most of it, and then like at the end of the show they'll play their hits. Yeah. But like you're right, I've gone to shows where you're like, what kind of bullshit is this, dude?
Yeah.
I've never heard any of these songs.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I haven't bought the album yet, so I can't relate.
Why at the end of the show?
I took my friend to see Chevelle, and like I'd wanted to see Chevelle forever, and people were all like, they're super boring in real life, and I was like, oh okay. So we go, and literally the like, I call it like the super tuner Japanese car crowd. Mm-hmm. Like everybody was very short. Everybody was like buying like Monster energy drinks and vaping. Yes. And that was the entire crowd.
Yeah.
And like the whole meat of the concert, I knew none of the songs, and I was like wanting to hear 2 songs, and they did both of those in the encore, and I was like, nice. So I could have fucking skipped all of this.
Yeah.
Showed up near the end and heard, Send the Pain Below in the red, and then fucking went home.
Done.
God
That's
dang it!
funny.
You know,
I would like to add that album to I guess music that inspired me, because I remember listening
Chevelle?
to it. Yeah.
and they are fucking boring to watch.
They are, yeah.
They
I
just
did
stand
call
there.
them once.
They just stand there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how it is, because like when people would say that, I go, well, there's a lot of bands that just stand there. For some reason, they do it in a more boring way. I don't even know how the fuck that's possible.
You're so right about that. And I
Yeah.
don't understand how, like, as a band too, we always talk about stage presence
Yeah.
and stuff, and like that is important. But it's so weird because there's certain bands where they just stand there and you leave and you're like, that was incredible.
Yeah.
And then there's
Yeah.
shows where they just stand there and they're like, that was, why did
Oh,
I
dude.
even come to this?
The greatest concert I've ever seen in my life was Neutral Milk Hotel,
Oh,
Nice.
and a wall of emotion came
Yeah.
from that stage.
Yeah.
And then people are like, well, what did they do? I'm like, nothing.
right.
They just fucking own, like,
Totally.
they cut their arms and bled all over the stage. The
Yeah.
entire show is what they did. And the only person that moved around was what I call the utility guy. If you've ever listened to Neutral Milk Hotel, like when you see them live, you're like, okay. And the utility guy played a pot and a cowbell together, a 3 different size saw blades with the bow,
Yep.
and then a banjo with the bow.
Yep.
And he would like alternate like all throughout like songs, and
Really
you're like,
cool.
and then at one point they had French horns, and then a guy that came out and played electric bagpipes.
What?
Whoa.
And at that moment, I was
I
like,
didn't know that was a thing.
okay, that's what the fuck that noise is in those songs.
Very cool.
But
I once saw Coheed and Cambria. Sorry,
oh,
I
good
just
show.
have
Yeah.
to. So this was like early Coheed. I'm like a huge Coheed nerd. Like we read their comic books. That's how
Nice.
nerdy we are
Yeah.
for Coheed. And but when they first came out, they did this weird tour.
Which one do you like better, Coheed or Cambria?
Oh man, that's tough. I would say neither actually. I'm more of an fan.
Right.
But anyway,
Understated.
they got booked on this tour, and I don't know who booked them on this tour. Like, what did they do? They pissed somebody off because they came with Mars Volta,
Oh fuck yeah,
which
Whoa.
they are amazing. My
Mars
friend
Volta.
Yeah,
I've seen them. Yeah.
Mars Volta broke my friend's nose at this show.
The Mars Volta.
They were swinging the mic stand and they hit my friend in the nose.
Holy
No.
Was he
shit.
was he like yeah
Yeah.
fuck yeah,
He was bleeding everywhere in the mosh pit. I was covered in my best friend's
Oh,
blood.
yeah.
It was great.
Crimson Match?
But
That's like
so,
getting hit with a golf club.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's,
it
like,
was-
serious.
and it made a noise, man.
Oh.
But they didn't even have them open. It was like Mars Volta, then Coheed, and then like a Perfect Circle, I think.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ!
But it was just like a weird place for them.
It was like $40,
you know?
and you were like
Yeah.
$40. I don't
And-
know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
nobody was there to see Coheed. Like
Oh.
no, me, I was.
Yeah.
I was the only one in the front. Like, hell yes.
I would have been there for Coheed and Mars Volta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like a Perfect Circle too. But so
And also, that sounds like a great concert.
it's a
That's all.
great
Yeah.
show.
Seriously.
That was
It's
all.
a great show if you like all the bands.
Yeah.
But like Coheed, you could tell they had done a whole tour. It was like towards the end of the tour. They had done a whole tour where nobody gave a fuck about them.
That sucks.
And they weren't even the openers.
I
So
would've-
they were like in the middle.
I would have had so much fun with that.
Oh,
I'd be like, hey, fuck it. Ah.
Oh yeah.
they just looked like Cousin It the whole time.
Oh,
They just had their hair like in front of them.
Oh yeah, the big. yeah.
And then they looked down and I'm like cheering and singing along and I saw them smile.
oh.
But that was like I've seen them so many times and,
And then
they're
they
great.
punched you in the face.
They did.
And they're all, let me break your friend's nose.
A real fan.
So who's your first concert?
Oh, so I can't remember, but it was either Cake
Yeah,
or
dude, that's a great one.
that was a good one. Or I remember first show at Launchpad I ever went to was Streetlight Manifesto and Real Big Fish, which was
Oh.
Jesus,
Awesome.
fuck, dude.
yeah.
Jeez, so
And
like,
that's I think the first one I actually paid for. I went with my parents to the Cake concert.
That's
dude.
sick.
Cake was that at the Isleta?
No, this was in whatever that Santa Fe
Lensick?
Lensick.
Oh
Was it the
shit,
Lensick?
that band like.
Oh, they were so good.
When you say like when people go like what is a band from like they were 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like what band from
Late
the
80s.
90s like holds up? I'm like Cake.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
like if someone's like what genre are they? I'm like I don't know.
I don't know
Like
either.
I really don't know
Yeah.
what genre they were. And to even say they were ahead of their time, it's like, well, I don't even think anybody's still doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Right. They're also a band where, like, weirdly, like, I love to see the progression of bands as they explore different music, and they do that, but with a distinctively cake attitude and sound throughout all of their work. And I never get sick of it. It's like one of the bands where I can listen back to back to albums, and I'm like, these sound really similar, but I don't mind that at all. Like,
like unlike like Offspring, where you're like, okay, well, this is definitely
something different every time. Yeah.
And I've seen them like twice. Did they do? Did he do that thing where he had the clacker? Like he had this.
I can't remember. It's a Mexican instrument, I believe.
Yeah, and I could never find it or see what it is. And like he like plays it and it spins, and then it makes a clacking noise, and then he hits it.
It's like a ball with like a little wooden thing on a spring, and they just vibrate. And very cool use. It's super cool. Yeah, and the best cover of War Pigs I've ever heard in my entire life. Yes.
and someone's like, Cake does War Pigs? I'm like, dude, and it is fucking great.
Yeah, totally.
Then that'd be like my first show, this is how old I am, was Skid Row and Bon Jovi. I was in the 7th grade.
Nice.
What?
Where was it?
Lubbock, Texas. I went with my sister, and I was like, I had a buddy that
a vibraphone.
A vibraphone. I had a buddy that went to concerts like all the time.
Yeah.
Like we were in like 7th grade, and he'd like seen like Whitesnake, Molly, like this is that era. And so I'm like, what's it going to be like? Are there going to be drugs? Or I was literally that kid.
My very first concert ever was my dad took me to Metallica.
Oh gosh.
And I was like little.
Which era of Metallica?
Well, it was before my dad got mad at them.
Yeah. So the Black Album.
It was, it was like early 90s Metallica.
They sold out, man.
Yeah. My dad, the Napster thing just sent my dad on like next level.
No one could have sold out more than that band has ever sold out.
My dad, I remember distinctly my dad being like, you know what, this is bullshit because you know how I discovered Metallica bootleg records.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, that concert must have just been you sitting through your dad's, like, man, Metallica used to be so much cooler.
Look at that fucking Lars Ulrich, what a piece of shit.
Well, that didn't happen until middle school.
Fuck him.
Until middle school. Until the Napster thing happened. My dad was all about it.
Can't even play a drum fill.
I think Kirk Hammett's burnt or something. He just stepped right into the pyro.
I had like a strange childhood because I went to Metallica and then like a month later I went to Reba.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, nice.
And I was excited for both.
Fucking A. Why not?
I think I cried when Reba stepped on stage.
Yeah. I just found out because, like I said, I did the Conway Twitty thing. So I came home and I was going down the Conway Twitty rabbit hole on YouTube.
Like
not only did he have a son that toured and sang his songs, he now has a grandson that tours and sings his songs.
Whoa.
His name's Trey Twitty.
Yeah.
Trey
Twitty.
And I'm like, dude, his son is like the I don't know how to say it, trailer park version of him. He's like a little pudgier than Conway was. Like Conway was a panty dropper, man. Maybe hello, darling. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. And women are just like, oh my god, it's not gonna be.
and then Trey comes out.
No, what is his son's name? Trey's the grandson.
Oh, the grandson.
Yeah.
Trey 3.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh man. So I was at Launchpad a couple months ago, and Hank the Fourth was there.
Hey now. Hey.
Yeah.
Hank the Fourth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank 3's kid.
Do you like Hank the Fourth?
No, I don't. But
Do you like Hank 3?
I like Hank 3.
I like Hank 3.
I love Hank
3's
3.
great.
But I mean, 4 is really stretching it there.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Like, what is there going to be? A Hank 5 too?
And
Right.
soon, I'm sure. Hank the Fourth came with Goddamn Gallows one time.
Yeah.
Man, that was a wild show. There were so many drugs being done
Oh yeah.
at that show. But I thought it was Hank the Third because I was like, there's no way. That has to be a typo because there's no way there's a Hank the Fourth.
He wasn't good.
And I was like, this is not Hank the Third. I was
he wasn't
highly
bad.
disappointed.
He was adequate.
He's okay. Yeah, I mean, he's
I
a
honestly
Hank.
know nothing about him.
Yeah, is he doing like his dad's stuff where he's kind of.
No, he's got
no.
his own.
Here's
Yeah.
his own stuff. So,
Okay.
like, Hank the Third, amazing.
Hank 3 sounds like old school country, like Hank Williams.
Right.
Like Hank Williams Jr. is his own different
Yeah.
fucking
Totally distinct.
animal, you know?
I mean, I feel like Hank the First and then Hank Williams Jr. you know, he was a little bit edgier than his dad, and then Hank the third, same thing, and Hank the fourth, I don't know what happened.
He's just kind of
Zoomer Hank.
Yeah, how old is he?
Probably like 21, 22.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think, you know, the next one is just going to be like super buttoned up, like Hank the first.
Proper.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
Well, and someone's like, "Well, does it? You think it skips a generation?"
I
And I was like, "Well, I'm not really sure because I haven't
few.
studied the Hank Williams lineage. I haven't been doing that.
I haven't got my DNA sample yet.
Yeah. So this is your guys' first record, apparently.
For this
So
band, yeah.
where did you guys record it at?
Empty House Studio with Matt Tobias.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I used to know, like, you know, all the different places to record, and like someone asked me the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, and then in my brain I was like, wait a minute, I don't know anybody. Like I know like what is it, Frogtown or
Frogtown? I've heard.
Up in Santa Fe, and then other than that, I'm
Rio
like, fuck.
Grande.
Like, have you guys like done like home recording and stuff? I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Always.
So how much different is like recording and record in the studio than home recording?
Totally different.
Yeah.
The thing I'll say just really quickly that the main difference is we had the setup, the space, and also the technology and the know-how from our recording engineer to do a live setup where we all play together, which I've never.
You guys didn't like separate the drums or
no? So yeah, usually typically you do like a scratch and then you do each track.
right.
We got to play the old school way, which
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do, and I think the album for me sounds really good and has a flow because of that reason.
Good.
Yeah.
You didn't have like that big like plastic shield around the drummer.
Right? No.
Did you? I thought you had a shield.
No, there's
like
no way.
a church shield.
Yeah.
A
Oh.
church shield.
I just
Yeah,
think of seeing them at church, right?
Yeah.
Bulletproof grass
Well,
around.
here's what kind of tripped me out. I went to a show Friday at Echoes.
Mhm.
And Echoes is a small venue.
Yeah.
And they had the drummers mic'd, and I was like, why are you micing the drummers in Echoes?
Sure.
Like
That's
like
is it loud?
fucking hey. I was I'm like, it seems a little excessive. Like
Yeah.
not only they had the kick drum mic, but they had like a shotgun up above at the drummer.
Damn.
And I'm like, I don't think you need that here. You're overkilling the you know.
Yeah.
The only time I think
And it kept feeding back. I was like, that's why I noticed. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
you can do it quietly, like if you just got a mic on the bass drum, just to get that kind of EQ'd, but like you don't need to. You're not supposed to have it blasting. You know?
No. Well, I mean, drums are just overpowered.
They're already
they're,
very loud.
they're not bagpipes, but Jesus Christ. Like I was at a party a couple weeks ago and we were outside and some dude played the bagpipes. I thought he was kidding when he said he was going to do it.
They're never kidding.
Well, especially if they're wearing a kilt.
Oh, no, they're never
And
kidding.
he was. He's like, well, I thought like, well, he's wearing a kilt and somebody made the joke and he's like, yeah, I'll go with the bagpipes.
Oh, no.
And no, he did. And someone's like, Jesus Christ, they're loud. I was like, oh, they are. Yeah. And what an instrument. Like, who designed that instrument? Have you ever seen them in person?
Yeah.
It's like the bladder and then like these big pipes that like have to be held together by like
Christopher,
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly who designed them.
Scots. Yeah,
Scotland.
I know.
They also designed like golf and cheese wheel
Yeah.
chasing. Okay,
yeah.
like
Oh, I
it's
love
not
cheese wheel
surprising.
chasing.
Well, that's fun.
It's beautiful.
They got a lot of free time out there, okay?
They're bored.
Is that recording studio here in Albuquerque?
Yeah.
It's down off Second.
Oh, okay.
Northern downtown. So
Oh,
it was a great
I see.
opportunity, and it was very different from all the. I feel like we've always done DIY stuff, you know, because all the bands we've had before, you know, like
yeah.
go to a buddy's house and he's got his laptop with a cracked version of Ableton, you know, which is you know, it's great that we have the technology to do that now.
That's funny. I love that you said that, the cracked version of Ableton. Ableton Live.
I recently was rebooting my PC, get it refreshed and stuff, and I had a cracked version of Ableton, and I was doing some research on forums, and they're like, "Oh, if you have this version, it's actually got this thing where it like harnesses your GPU and like has it like mine for Bitcoin or something."
Yeah.
So like, I've had this,
Ableton?
yeah. Well, I mean,
Make money while you record.
yeah, I mean, I downloaded a long time ago. So
Interesting.
yeah, be careful, kids, with what you torrent.
I feel like you're talking to kids and they're like, what is a torrent?
Oh yeah. So let's go back to Napster real quick.
Oh my god. Oh, speaking of kids, funny story. Do you guys know what Xenon is?
Yeah,
The
like-
Disney movie?
no, I was like,
Like headlights.
No.
I was like,
No,
Scientology.
It's really
no,
great.
no. So there was a Disney Channel movie from when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and it was Xenon, and it's about this girl who lives in the future, which, by the way, is like the year we're living in right now.
Uh,
Classic.
and they live on like a space station, and Chelsea Clinton is the president and all this stuff. So my daughter was like, "Can you show me something you liked when you were a kid?" And I was like, "I'll show you this." Yeah. I had to pause that movie no less than 10 times to explain certain things to her. Like, this one killed me. I had to explain what a disc is. Oh. Because she's never, I mean, besides like DVDs and like Blu-rays and stuff. Which,
well, what kind of disc?
Well, so they have like this futuristic disc. And it runs a program and like a virus.
She just didn't know what a disc was.
And it's all super tiny.
Yeah, she was like, why? She goes,
also, when they do those movies, just say it's like 3,050.
Yeah, just make it way easier for everybody.
But she goes, this is what blew my mind. She's like, why don't they just download the app? And I was like, oh.
Yeah, the stupid motherfuckers, dumbass.
What is this disc? And I was like, well, back in my day, if you wanted an app, you had to put a disc in. And every time you wanted to use that app, you had to put the disc in. She was like, that's stupid. And then they're like video chatting to each other, which to us was so futuristic.
Yeah, that'll never happen in our lifetime.
And Danny looks me dead in the face and says, that's not even futuristic. I was like, we didn't have video chatting, and she goes, "That's ghetto."
Well, let me.
That's ghetto. She's like, I want a one-on-one conversation with
creator.
Like, you're 8 years old. What do you know? What you live in Rio Rancho?
Yeah.
How do you know what ghetto is?
First of all, you're ghetto. I'll tell you this: we have like video chatting. Like, I could literally pull up my iPhone, and first of all, I don't want anyone to call me ever. I sure as shit don't want you to fucking FaceTime me ever. And like the other one that I feel like people don't do anymore, and I'm happy with, is ringing the doorbell.
Oh, I hate that.
Like, people show up, I'm fine with it. Like, you want to show up to my house and text me that you're here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Please do that. Don't.
Yeah.
First of all, my dog hates it.
That's the new etiquette, right? You're right. I'm here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's your house.
Our doorbell had like batteries, and we let them die.
Oh wow.
And we just don't have a doorbell.
Yeah.
And it's
the way to do it.
It's great until somebody is like coming to sell us something.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What was that?
Someone was trying to FaceTime us because
no way.
Yep.
How dare you?
I almost reacted like, oh no, my phone's
I know, me too. I was like,
I'm on a podcast, my phone's ringing. So embarrassed.
No, that was me. But like, someone was FaceTiming just to fuck with me.
That's funny. So when someone FaceTimes me, I'm like, what am I, on vacation?
Well, then I accidentally FaceTime somebody the other day, and I'm walking downtown and I have my headphones in and they're all hello, and I'm like, fuck, and I lift it up. So then I have to have a conversation with them. And I feel bad. I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
One time a friend of mine FaceTimed me, video, whatever, while they were having sex, and that was highly uncomfortable.
Oh no!
I was like, oh god.
So like the phone was on the bed, and they just hit it.
I would have just been sitting there, and I would have been nice. I see what you're doing there. I like that.
Like encouraging them.
Yeah. Nice moves, buddy.
Oh dang!
The worst part of it was the phone was under a part of the body that at first I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, that's balls.
You didn't get how'd you get balled out?
I got teabagged.
That's wicked.
And then my friend was like, oh, I think I butt dial. I was like, nope, that was your husband's balls. I saw them. He needs a shave.
Or not. Some of us like to be organic.
I don't know. This one was
the balls are also, that's a delicate area.
Yeah.
The around area is fun, but to actually get
you gotta wax it there.
Yeah.
You put
also
like a razor blade.
Yeah, I'm not going near it with anything. Yeah.
Going back to like I it wasn't even like through my phone, like through the like actually calling. It was like the Facebook video. So why does every app have to have like video calling, like Facebook, Instagram? Like, why am I Instagram video calling someone?
Chris.
Oh, here we go.
It's so you can ball dial people on all the apps.
Clearly, it's so you can teabag people in many different ways.
I guess.
But also, ladies that are dating FaceTime people to make sure they're not serial killers.
Oh, okay. All right, these
to
are all
make
fair
sure
points.
they are real.
All right,
you got to keep those conversations in like self-contained areas, you know.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I walk that one back.
I have noticed that
Yeah.
The only people that FaceTime me are girls.
Yes.
They're like, I just want to make sure this is actually you, but that makes sense now.
Yeah,
It
because
definitely makes sense.
Because let me just tell you, it's scary out there to be a girl.
Oh yeah.
I've never been happier that I'm married because my girlfriends are telling me their dating stories, and I'm like horrified. Horrified.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a weird time to be single, but that's all right.
It's okay.
It's also fun times to be single too.
Right.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I think if you, I don't know.
I'm on the fence about that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right.
I'm all had a good time.
Remains to be
Single
seen.
is the best.
I guess it depends how
It's
much
an okay
fun
time.
you're having.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. Just me and my cat.
So I was hanging with some
No.
friends last night, and one of my friends recently like met somebody on Bumble. And I was oh, that's great, and really great guy. And anyway, so like they were telling me a story about their boss who is twice divorced and then was on Bumble as well, and they were saying like, well, basically it's just fun for them because they've been through 2 divorces. They've been through like the ringer, whereas like if you're like, I'm single, I'm in my late 20s, 30s, and it can be way worse of an experience for people. For sure. So it totally depends on what your past experiences are. I think too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And if you guys are single and you want to listen to music, Nara Visa, Our Lady of the Duck Pond. What is the name? I mean, other than the Duck Pond, what is the Our Lady of the Duck Pond? What does that mean?
So I think the lore is that it's the patron saint of Albuquerque.
Oh.
For us at least, like that's kind of what we so we all grew up in that area and have lots of funny stories from the duck pond and being young mischievous children,
miscreants.
Indeed. And so I think it was kind of like I don't know, I see it as like we wouldn't have gotten away with what we had gotten away with if Our Lady of the Duck Pond wasn't watching over us.
I see. What? So you guys are you guys like lifelong, like born and raised here? Or? Mm-hmm.
So I was born in Las Vegas, New Mexico, actually, but I've lived here.
Dang. So you're gangster as fuck.
My mom is from Vegas.
Yeah. No, Vegas is great. But yeah, I moved here in basically for high school, but I was here for like the last semester of 8th grade.
Nice.
And then went to Albuquerque High, and that's kind of when I met a lot of the people that are still lifelong friends.
What is your favorite? What are you guys' favorite thing about Albuquerque?
Oh, so many things.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Favorite thing.
If you're gonna go eat, where are you gonna go eat it?
Oh, there's so many places.
Yeah, that's a hard thing.
Depends on the meal and what I mean, New Mexican, like Mary and Tito's probably.
Martina Perea says the duck pond is legendary. LOL, ditching class to drink at the duck pond is iconic.
Oh, totally.
Oh, really?
We used to have this thing called Bloody Mary Thursday. We had I had a philosophy class at 8 a.m. and it got out at 11. It was one of those like once a week 3-hour classes.
Oh yeah.
And we'd all just bring beers and Bloody Mary stuff, and then right after class just go sit and drink all day.
That's fucking awesome.
It was great.
My friend and I we started doing like every once in a while these like brunches where we watch like movies, and we did that. We did the new Roadhouse movie. We did a brunch.
Oh, nice.
So the next one is because it's on Disney Plus. This movie is on Disney Plus. I'm not making this up. We're gonna do a Bloody Mary, blood in, blood out viewing.
Yeah.
It is on Disney. It's the weirdest thing.
It's on Disney Plus.
I didn't realize that was on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day. I was all, what the
Well, it's because they merged with Hulu, and I did not realize this until I caught my 2-year-old watching Blood In, Blood Out, and I was like, "No, sir."
It is like the first thing on there, y'all. Disney Plus, Blood In, Blood Out.
Did he come in? He's all, "Hey, Mom, I'm white on the outside and brown on the inside."
I don't know, but here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something right now.
What is it? It's all Vato Locos.
Oh my god! I'm gonna tell you one thing. So he has his own little profile on Disney Plus, but because he's 2, it only plays like TV shows or whatever, like little kid. So he has figured out how to get out of his profile, get into mine, and watch whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh no!
Which normally I'm fine with because it's like Cars, whatever.
When's he gonna find that Conway Twitty channel so he can drop the panties? Hello, darling.
I'm pretty sure he already figured that one out too.
Nice to see you.
But
amazing.
He is ridiculous. He knows how to work any tablet anywhere, and I'm like, no, I don't like this. I don't like it. He's figured out HBO. He watches comedy specials. I'm like, no, you don't need to be watching this.
Right, dude.
He sounds like a very sophisticated 2-year-old. Honestly,
was he watching the 24 Hours of Le Mans yesterday on Max? Fuck Ferrari, by the way.
Fuck Ferrari.
I was trying to explain. So, like, Le Mans was yesterday. You guys know what it is?
Oh yeah, huge.
I was trying to explain this to people yesterday, and they're like, "So it's a race that goes 24 hours," and they're like, "One person?" I was like, "Yeah, one person just dies in a car."
They go 200 miles an hour for 24 hours straight.
Like 240, 240 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And the thing that blew my mind about this race, right? It's like in the city in Le Mans, France, and it's an 8-mile stretch of track. So it's so big that this was what happened yesterday. It was raining on one side of the track, and so they couldn't figure out what tires to use because it was only wet in the one area, and then the rest of the track is dry.
Super interesting.
You obviously get Lightning McQueen's pit crew halfway through, and they just change it up. It's fine.
Yep.
We need a second.
Well, then there was an all female team this year, and they were called the Iron Dames.
I love that.
And their car was dope. They let elementary school kids like design the livery. It was really cool, man.
Really?
But
I want to check that out.
But I was pretty mad at Ferrari.
Where were they from?
Oh fuck, I can't remember. Damn it. Nah, I wish you wouldn't.
Not the U.S. I'm guessing.
No, I don't think there was hardly any teams from
the U.S.
There was but there was a dude, and at first I was like, "There's somebody from Albuquerque," and I was like, "Oh no, his last name is Albuquerque." I still like him though.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting.
Was he a Duke?
The Albuquerque in Spain is spelled with two R's.
2 R's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But at first I was like, some dude from Albuquerque's racing in Le Mans.
That'd been sick.
No, his name's like John Albuquerque. I was like, oh,
John Albuquerque.
That dude lived here, man. He would be king.
He would be the Duke, obviously.
Mr. Albuquerque.
Yeah,
Dr. Albuquerque.
right. But it's kind of nuts. Been watching that shit, and like I was trying to explain to them, I was like, this race has been going on like since the early, since cars kind of were invented,
basically.
And and then they were like, oh, and I was like, yeah, like 70 something people have died there. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, they go like 240 miles down the Mulsanne Strait.
And back in the day, there was no anything over your head, and the barrier was some hay bales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hay bales.
And I think Ferraris killed more people than any other team. There was like a season, like 60 whatever, where
they almost banned,
killed every Italian driver.
They almost have you seen the movie?
Yeah, Ford v Ferrari.
No, just regular Ferrari.
Oh, just Ferrari. No, I haven't.
But and this is a true thing. Like so many drivers died. Like you're right. Like so many drivers died that they were gonna. The Pope was gonna come out and say that it was like wrong to race cars.
Deemed, yeah.
And he had to like meet with like the high ups in Italy to and kind of grease palms,
right?
Because people were like trying to stop it.
Right.
Wow.
And I think Ferrari said he was like, will God ever forgive me for making such fast cars?
He didn't give a shit. Like he's such a fucking.
Well, he would be like, "Is the car okay?" Oh. And would like not go to the funeral of his drivers.
Oh, or like literally like a driver would get killed in front of him, and he'd be like, "Get the next one."
Yeah,
he was such a piece of shit.
Power washer,
not a great guy.
So I don't root for them at all. Get the power washer. Wash him off the track.
That's rough.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but
I'm really glad racing has gotten safer.
Yeah. It's crazy though. Like I was trying to explain it.
The only thing I know about Le Mans is actually just from I think there's like a 3-part episode on Lupin.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Lupin the Third about the French spy anime. But they have this whole story arc that has to do with the Le Mans, and there are just cars exploding everywhere.
Yeah. It's not like that, but it's crazy. Yeah, like I have we were talking earlier. I have the sim racing, right? So I have the Le Mans game.
That's so
and
nice.
when you're going down the fucking Mulsanne Strait and you hit like that 240, like the road, like I'm sure if you hit like a small rock, like you can feel it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Like it's wild. Like you're like, holy fuck, like those hypercars.
Right.
Nah, no. Like,
and it would be scary doing that in a modern car. Just like imagine doing that in like literally a vintage race car.
Yeah.
Like
those hypercars, like not to get too into racing, but those hypercars are like a V12 motor.
Yeah.
Then also a
hybrid system.
Hybrid system of electric motors.
Wow.
Right.
And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then like they'll have electric motors on the front wheels, and like when they go to turn, like the motors will adapt,
right,
so that it helps you turn. Like it'll throw more power into one wheel, so that it turns.
That's crazy. And I should show my son this, so that maybe he'll stop watching Blood In, Blood Out.
No, I don't
like here. Watch Ferrari.
No. I think Blood In and Blood Out is a good path he's on.
Oh my
God. Next he needs to go right into Menace to Society.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's already watched that.
So I had to explain. So okay, so I was hanging out with my old bosses, and one is from here but lives in DC, and the other's from DC. She's from Baltimore. Yeah. She's like a black lady from Baltimore, right? So my boss is from here. She's like a Mexican lady from here, and I was telling her like about the Bloody Mary brunch thing with blood in and blood out, and the black lady's like, "What's blood in and blood out?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the Mexican version of Minister Society." and she goes, "Oh."
You want to hear the stupidest story about blood in, blood out ever?
What's that?
I worked at a jail for 3 months. Okay, and they had a movie night once a month.
They did not show that.
They showed blood in, blood out.
Damn.
And the next day I came into work and everybody was on lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. And I was like, what the fuck happened last night? They're like, I don't know. We showed some movie and made everybody mad.
We got everybody hopped up. And
so I was talking to my like little worker. The only guy who didn't get in trouble was at work. I was like, what the fuck happened last night? He goes, they show blood in, blood out. I was like, here? They showed it here.
They're all. Which movie should we show? I don't know. The Forrest Gump Scratch.
I'm like, did somebody like sneak it in? Like, what happened? He's all no.
Somebody keistered it.
He's like, no. The jail's stupid. The jail showed it.
Damn.
And everybody was in so much trouble because they all just fought. They were throwing there was ramen noodles everywhere. It was a disaster.
Hey guys, if you like this movie, next week we're going to show Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh my god.
For a second, I thought you said rum and noodles.
Oh no, ramen.
That would explain it too.
That's
there was rum and noodles everywhere. Pirate.
I'm gonna invent that, the rum and noodles. Yeah. We're gonna take a break here in a second. So, the band is Nara Visa. Their album that's out now is Our Lady of the Duck Pond. We have Matt and Peach on the show. They're gonna stick around for the second hour. Are you guys playing anytime soon? Do you guys want to promote anything that's coming up?
Yes. Let me get my
phone
because last time we did this, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're playing," but
Holly, you want to go while they're looking it up?
So I have 2 shows coming up this month. Next Friday, I'm hosting a show at Boss Fight Brewing, which is previously known. Previously Kilt Check, and that'll be at 8 p.m. It's $10.
What's the place?
Boss Fight.
Uppercut.
And then on
yes.
June 25th, I will be at Red Door Brewing. I'm doing Jack Tapestry's stories, and I'm going to tell a story about backstabbing and betrayal.
Nice.
So it's going to be about Christopher. If you would like to find out,
I could be there and boo.
Please.
Yeah, Smiley. I'm a professional judge. Smiley is a professional booer.
I'm just a trendsetter. That's all.
Oh, by the way, I got recognized for the AAA Cabaret in public.
Nice.
Congrats.
That's the first time. That's the new thing I'm doing, and it's the first time I've been recognized for that.
Oh, and also next Saturday, all 3 of us will be at Music Around.
Oh, I just take my one thing, I guess.
Sorry.
Yeah, next
next
Saturday we will be live from Music Around's 25th anniversary.
Wow.
Awesome. Let me pull up. While I pull that up, here you go.
Sorry, Chris.
What are you guys gonna play?
All right, now.
If I can.
So we've got a couple shows coming up. Next Thursday on the 27th, we'll be doing a KUNM live stream. Which will be super awesome. And July 5th, we will be playing at Juneau with Castle Doctors, Water Dogs. And on July 7th, we will be playing at the Minnow with the co-founder, Sister Baby, and Dimer.
And that's also my birthday, so come celebrate my birthday.
Okay, I watched Dimers Friday night. Those guys are dope.
They're
great, man.
Great people. They're always super great to us. So. Yeah. And then I think we're doing something at Echoes beginning of August. That's to be announced.
Mm-hmm.
So. Okay.
And if there's any fans in Silver City or El Paso, we're trying to get some summer gigs out there. I'm working on those. So yeah, we'll spread the word when that comes out.
We're pretty much Nara Visa band for everything.
Yeah.
Including our Gmail.
Oh, so. You guys have a Gmail.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, fancy. You guys must be rich.
Signed us up for the whole business suite and everything. So
wow.
We're trying to do it right, you know. We're trying to be organized.
No more DIY.
So Saturday,
DIY with spreadsheets.
Nice. Saturday we're going to be live at 11 a.m. From Music Around. There's also going to be live music featuring Sweet Nothing, Smoking Dolls,
Oh.
Music is the Enemy, Fudosa, and Carlos Steele.
All sick.
Damn, that is a lineup.
Right? And then the food truck is going to be Kiru's Mexican food truck, so it'll burn your face off.
Oh, that place is so good.
Super good,
I'm
man.
looking forward to that
If you remember the yellow truck back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know if I've been.
Burn your face right off.
Delish.
So come out to Music Around. You guys can talk to Holly Ann and Smiley live. Don't
Not
come.
you?
Don't no.
Oh.
No.
Our job is to keep the fans away from Chris.
Oh, that's
live
right.
events.
That's right.
No, I'll
Human shield.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk to me.
He will do that. We were at the state fair, and he's like, he saw like a fan doing like a beeline towards us,
and I pushed
me in front of
Smiley.
him.
Yes. Oh my god, dude.
I'm not talking to that dude. You do it.
Yeah, I that is a true story. And I will talk to people, and I'll bring some stickers. We'll have stickers and stuff. Remind me, I have a shirt for each of you before you leave. So yeah, none for you guys. Sorry,
Freshies.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect that.
Freshies.
But
also, we will if you guys we didn't bring any, but we've got some fresh merch that we would love to give to all of y'all.
Oh, awesome.
So,
do you have stickers with you?
I'm out.
No, I'm talking about them.
No.
We have a sticker wall.
That's what we haven't done yet. I feel like we need to.
We have some posters.
Oh.
We also have some shirts.
Nice.
And so yeah, we'll bring some.
Cool. Right on, man. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with the band Nara Visa. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We are
10 drink minimum.
10 drink minimum.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regret. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10.
All right, little Carlos the Tall to bring us back into the show here. Man, Smiley's still coming in. There he is. Holly, how are you doing? You haven't been here in a while.
I'm doing good. I know.
Because you hate the fans, you said.
No, oh my god, no! It's because I have children.
Oh,
and my daughter got sick the last day of
and
school.
it's true you have COVID right now.
I do.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
They're like, what the fuck?
I tested positive right before I walked in. No, I had COVID 2 weeks ago.
Retro, nice.
I didn't know it was still a thing.
Oh yeah.
It was very well, and it's so funny because I make jokes on stage about how like obviously people are making it up when they say they have COVID, but I'm telling you right now, it's not made up. People are getting COVID everywhere, and it is fucking awful.
Yeah, I'm at that age where you go to a party and everybody starts talking about their like ailments and like stuff, and I hate it. But like, I was at a party the other day, and everyone was talking about the last time they had COVID, which is like going to be a movie. Probably the last time I had COVID. Did you see it? You see it? It's on streaming. And like Disney Plus. And so then I've only had it the one time that I know of.
Oh man!
And I was asking people like, was it as bad as the first time you got it?
This one was worse.
Yeah,
this one was way worse. So we got it when my son was 6 months old. He got COVID, which was scary.
Good
that
Lord.
Is very scary.
Or they're like, I mean, they have good resilience. I mean, it's worse when you're like 90 years old.
It's crazy. Like the baby handled it better than we did. And again, the 2-year-old was like same energy as normal, just watching blood in, blood out, and while we're like dying.
He's like barfing while he watches blood in, blood out. He's like, Mom, what's chon chon? Oh my gosh. That was inappropriate.
That was bad.
That was pretty inappropriate.
That was so bad of you.
Wow.
But anyway, I'm happy now because the second half of this year's season of Bridgerton came out finally the other day, so I'm good.
I heard The Boys is out. The new season of The Boys.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I heard it. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't even know what that is.
What?
I'm ready for some hyper violence.
It's like the only superhero show I've ever really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, it's like super violent. So we at the request of our guest, the band Nara Visa, which they have the new album out, Our Lady of the Duck Pond. We're gonna do a shot of Malort.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And then we're gonna tell all the other stories about when we got really sick with Malort.
Oh,
I have never been.
Chris,
what?
Twice.
Did I
you
miss you?
didn't cheers me. You like pulled away. What did I do to you?
You got COVID. Gross. Malort will kill the COVID in you.
I like it.
You're one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. Like I'm immune to it at this point.
Oh, I still fucking hate it.
I've had people that hit me up and they're like, "This Malort you talk about, can I come over and try it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I had this lady came over and try it. Yeah, because they're curious about it. And I had this lady come over and she was like, "I like stuff that's fucking like
weird."
She said medicinal.
Sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
this is almost beyond medicinal.
And then she liked it. Well, do you know that? Like, did you know they sold it? They sold it during Prohibition because they said it was medicinal because it kills. And I mean, it's supposed to kill stomach worms.
Well,
nobody would believe it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think the reason I like is that when I take it, it's like it's like an elixir.
Pull that mic a little closer to you.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
It probably
it feels like it's doing good things for me.
Probably nobody believed that anybody drank it to get drunk.
Well, no, yeah, because like,
why would you drink that?
Right.
It's not enjoyable.
Like, I wonder if like during the Prohibition, they're like, well, you can't sell that. That's liquor. And they're like, no, it's medicine. And they're like, okay. And then they take a shot of it and they're like, oh,
that's
God. Okay, you're right.
It tastes like tires after that race.
Yeah, right? That's ooh, it tastes like rubber tire. Yeah.
Tire.
No.
Lemon flavor.
Lemon flavor. So because I post about Malort, and like I post about Malort. I post about like I helped start a wrestling federation. So anytime anything comes out that's like niche that has to do with that, I get so many people that send me. So I've gotten so many people, probably like 20 people have sent me the post that they're doing Malort in Chicago, this bar with a cicada in it.
Oh,
I've had 20 people. So if you're listening to the show, you don't need to send that to me, but thank you for sending me the stuff. And the two things that people send me more than anything is that and the WWE fanny pack that looks like the championship belt. I've gotten so many of those.
You know what people send me is the Malort baby outfits.
Oh, wow.
Which
they have those?
Yes. Mm-hmm. They have Malort, all kinds of Malort.
You got to get them started. You know, when they're watching Blood In and Blood Out, you want to drink Malort, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, my
when
God.
the baby's watching Blood In.
I mean, it is medicinal.
Yeah, that's true.
God, he would probably like
You don't want your kid to have worms, do you?
Start them young.
It's like that. Like, have you guys ever seen Raising Arizona? You don't want your kids to have worms, high, do you?
I love that movie.
The craziest thing about my son is when he was like a year old, he was real curious. My husband likes scotch.
Oh,
I
boy.
hate scotch.
The peaty kind?
Blech.
I love
it. It smells like Band-Aid.
Like smoke.
Oh, that's
Ugh.
yeah, I can see
it
that.
does.
I never thought about
I was
that.
a bartender for years. I'm like, do you want it to smell like Band-Aids or not?
Band-Aids or cigarettes?
Yeah, Band-Aids or cigars. But so Hamster let him smell his glass, and then he took a swig of it, and that kid was like, "That's delicious."
No. Oh,
because you want the opposite.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, they had like these really small Budweiser cans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, those are for kids.
Gotta be. It's little beer.
Made for me.
And so then my dad let me have one, and oh man, it was a struggle to get through it.
Yeah.
My two kids are so opposite. The oldest one is like so against alcohol, like super like.
That'll be the one that gets fucking raging drunk in high school.
I'm nervous for her life. I am scared. That child is. You've better.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's gonna be one of them.
But and then I have my honey badger, who's a COVID baby. That's just like scotch is delicious. I'm gonna watch Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna cut my friends at school.
I know how to get out of the Disney app. My own.
Dude, well, so that's so funny. Like people say stories like that, right? And I remember when I was I used to do warranty work for like Dell and Apple and all them, and I would go wherever I needed to go to do the work.
Yeah.
And one time I was at a junior high school in Moriarty, and I'm in the back of this classroom while they're teaching like the 8th graders to to do whatever, and I'm like replacing like the motherboard on this laptop, and this girl turns to like this other girl and she goes, "It puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again." And I like look up and I like look at the teacher, and he's like, "What do you do?" And then I'm just like, what the fuck, man? These kids are in 8th grade and they're watching Silence of the Lambs, and then I'm like, I didn't see it. Oh, I saw it in the theater. I was in the 8th grade. Never mind. and I, like in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah. And then
8th grade is about the right time to watch Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, and then like when I was in elementary school, I literally remember because we all like HBO had come out, right? And I remember going to school and like in front of our teacher, we're all talking about the Terminator that we'd all watched on HBO the night before, and our teacher's like, "The R-rated movie?" And like there's like 6 of us in class, and, like talking about the Terminator, right? And I just remember like the teacher was just like blown away that like we're like in 4th grade talking about this R-rated film.
I used to share facts about serial killers when I was in middle school, and I went to Catholic school, and I was the kid. Every Monday I would act out Saturday Night Live and Mad TV.
Oh man!
And then I also knew everything about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I think the nuns were afraid of me. They were like,
I was popular kids then.
Huh?
You were one of the popular kids then, right? I'm sure everyone wanted that.
I was.
Support you. They're all, tell me more.
Hey, this girl knows serial killer facts. Let's go hang out.
Oh, wow.
I was popular in like they liked to make fun of me. You know what I mean? Like, or they were nice to me so that I didn't kill them.
Have you? So there's a show on Netflix, right? It's called like the King of Collectibles or something, and they were talking about like how sometimes collectibles pop up and they have to like ethically turn them down.
Oh yeah.
And one of them was, and I'm not shitting you, Jeffrey Dahmer's silverware.
Oh.
Someone was trying to sell this shit, right? And I was like, I'm sure somebody wanted that, right? But the reason why it came up, right, is because there was this book. These guys from Colombia came up, and they had this book, and it was a bound book that Pablo Escobar had created. Had someone create it, and it was a book of portraits of him and his men, and it was bound, and it was autographed by Pablo Escobar and his Sicario, like all the dudes that were like his captains.
Oh my god!
And they authenticated it, and it was 100% all of the dudes, like his captains and his signature in a book, a bound book that came in a bag, like a velvet bag. And I was like, that's pretty fucking cool, actually. Pablo Escobar. And they're all, Pablo Escobar was like the richest drug dealer in the world. And I was like, no.
He had guard hippos.
He was the richest man in the world in the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He made like $80 million a week in the 80s.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And I was like, would I want this book if I had the money? I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool. And it went for like only like $16,000.
Yeah.
I was like,
who did the artwork?
No. It was pictured. Like they photographers had taken pictures of them all.
I missed
and like it was all the like. But I mean, how hard would that to be? I mean, that's pretty hard to get. You know, this is when they were like running from the law, and then also when they were like in.
Okay, I have a question though. Like, just because this is where why did he do that? Like a yearbook of, like, you know?
He's like
a memoir.
He's like
dying before it go out.
Like, did he write?
He's all Juan. See you next summer.
Yeah.
Stay cool.
Stay cool.
Never change, bro.
I'm curious. I have questions.
I don't know.
Did he write things in it, or it's just pictures?
No, I think there was like stuff written in it.
Because that just seems really strange.
But
what a narcissist!
Yeah. Oh,
truly.
I mean,
oh no way,
Pablo Escobar.
Right.
I need to confess something.
Oh, you don't know much about Pablo Escobar?
No. I know a lot about his hippos because I'm a hippo nerd. But okay. So while I was sick, I started reading the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy.
The comics?
Yes.
Oh.
Like I got a book, and now I go to a comic book store like a lot, and I've been buying all the 90s Guardians.
Okay. Which, in the 90s, not many people did.
No, nobody did. In 1969 is when it began.
Shit about it all the time.
And Yondu,
Iron Man.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck you. I enjoy them.
No, and I'm not. Here's I'm not saying that they are not good. I'm just saying they were not popular.
Here's what blew my fucking mind. Yondu.
Oh yeah, he looks a lot different in the comics.
No, not even that he's a guardian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's definitely a guardian.
What? Anyway,
they changed a lot. Yeah, they changed a lot.
Yondu is way cooler in the 60s than he is now.
Oh yeah, did you check that mohawk?
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah.
Sorry, not to nerd
out. That's all right.
You
nerded out. You wrote comic nerded out though.
I comic nerded out.
Matt and I both looked at each other and went like,
"You guys don't not comic."
I was.
You're not comic book nerds.
I had no imagination growing up. I was like watching modern Marvels and reading encyclopedias.
Hey,
really? Encyclopedias?
No, maybe not.
Oh. I read encyclopedias.
My favorite show was How It's Made.
Dictionary.
Oh, dude, How It's Made.
It's actually great.
I love.
It's amazing, first of all, but like if you're high and like sitting there all day,
yes,
you're all 6 hours. You're like, I don't want to watch them make porcelain dolls, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. See, the one you're like, I don't know, should I watch that? Is like it's like the deli meat episode.
Oh yeah.
And then
no,
you're like,
you don't want to
know.
Yeah.
Don't want to know.
And it's like one of the greatest shows to fall asleep to.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's like,
fucking A.
Their voices are like
soothing.
And then it goes through the process where it goes onto the conveyor belt. And
yeah.
Well then, but then, like I always,
I love mechanization.
No matter which episode I watch, I always do this. But who made that machine?
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, yo, the product is interesting, but the fact that we have the machines that make other machines that make other like
there's like one dude out there. He's like,
yeah, machine inception.
Yeah,
basically.
There's like one dude out there. He's like, yeah, I can make you a machine that makes baseball bats.
Totally. Like, have you seen the machines that make Skittles or M&Ms?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's a giant. It's like a giant laundry dryer.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
And then as you're watching it, you're like, at what point did they clean this machine?
Right.
Yeah.
There's one guy that just scrubs the candy residue. And you're like,
Can I
oh.
be there? Because I would like a sample.
Yeah, I wonder if the guy that's scrubbing the candy residue is always like.
So I
Just a
used to
little
watch how it works or how it's made to like when my kids were annoying me, you know, like because it's calming.
It's a good background show.
You know, and my daughter now likes it, so that's ruined because she'll be like, "Oh my god, I didn't know that's how they made that. What's that? Why that?" And I'm like, "God damn it, kid!"
She got 100 questions after.
I'm like, "I don't know. That's why I'm watching it."
The weirdest one too is like if you ever watch when they're making like printed china.
Yes,
like
with the glue,
the bowls. Yeah, like the boob.
Yeah.
They have the big rubber boob that has ink on it, and it just goes down into.
How did they come up with that? Somebody was looking at their mom's saggy titties. It was like, you know what we could use that for?
If she dipped one
printing porcelain.
If she dipped one of them in a bowl with ink on it, it'd make a print.
Hey, maybe that's the traditional way it was done in the first place.
I mean,
that's
boob
true.
drops.
You paint the flower on the boob.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's somebody's dream job, you know?
Yeah.
What do you do?
My dream job.
I stick my tits into a bowl and I paint them.
I would do it all day long.
Is the paint real cool or is it kind of hot? But then it cools off.
It goes on real hot.
That's right.
You got to get your daughter the how it's made on discs.
Oh no! This is a disc.
Oh, and then you gotta, and then the first episode's got to be how they make discs.
Right. There you go.
That'd be the shit.
Oh, but so
pieces of round plastic.
Yes.
Like if I let her watch it for enough, like she would figure out that like if you watch it, it'll answer all these questions for you. No, she will bring her little tablet over to me and be like, "Hey, did you see this? What is this? Why is it?" I'm like, "Just watch it."
Well, wait 5 minutes and we'll explain it.
First, the worker takes the metal billet and puts it into the hot liquid.
What's a billet?
Yeah.
Shit, let me go to that episode. Hold on.
My favorite Rick and Morty is like where they're like, "How do you make a plumbus?"
Plumbus. And that's how a plumbus is made.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I was wondering." He takes the schleem and then he that is a good one too, yeah.
Oh, good.
And then he spits on it.
Yeah. And he rubs the splebum with his
He's all what is it called? What was the device called? Plumbus. He's like, "You've seen a plumbus in your house."
Yeah.
Like everyone has a plumbus in their house. And I love when like it moves and then like the little hairy part comes out. And you're like, what the fuck?
The thing that's like brilliant about that show is just like, I never thought like nonsense words or talk could be funny, but they somehow find a way. Like, you know, that's
Martina says, "I love the funny videos where people do voiceovers of how it's made and make everything sound sexual and dirty." Or as Smiley would say, make it sound nasty. It's not Smiley. That's Billy. Billy's one.
That's Billy's
wait, that's a thing?
New catchsphrase.
Yeah. Oh, dude, have you watched like they'll do it on like TikTok or Reel?
Yeah.
They'll be all, and then the guy,
or like the safety videos where they're
yes,
like, "Oh, don't do that."
They got like sexy funk playing in the background too.
Yeah. I love the video where it's like the guy's like at a construction site and he walks over and he looks to the left and then like they've edited it where like some dude's like shooting a nail gun at stuff and hits somebody, and then he looks to the right and it's like somebody like with flip flops on like nailing some shit, and then he looks, you know what I'm talking about? He keeps looking over and it's a different clip.
Yeah,
I think those are really imaginative.
Really
You're like, oh, that's good.
I've somehow curated my Instagram to show me Chinese OSHA videos.
Sick.
Really? OSHA.
I don't
not ocean.
Oh no, not ocean. Yeah, OSHA.
Yeah.
It's probably called something different, but yeah, it's wild.
A little bit of ocean violence.
Yeah.
We're like, or you just like go on those like the internet and like they have like a ladder across like a staircase, and then ladders on top of that going up higher.
Well, so that's the thing. The scenarios, I'm like, has that ever happened?
Like why?
Is it a scenario that they come up with and then they're like,
it's
be
gotta
safe,
be
or
real.
is it like something happened and they're like, oh, this is how people can die, so we're gonna make a video?
It's like when you're reading, you start a new job and
how would those videos even?
Oh yeah.
It's like when you start a new job and you're reading the handbook and you're like, why is there a rule for that? And then you got to be like, there's only a rule there because somebody did that.
All right. So where I work at, I can't tell you where, but like there was a video, like we have, you do like about a month's worth of training videos.
Yeah.
Literally like, and one of them was like about electricity.
Okay.
Just electricity. And one of the pictures was a swimming pool. They had a ladder in the filled up swimming pool. and the guy's up on the ladder changing out light bulbs.
Oh my god!
It's like a metal ladder.
Oh,
and I was like, where did you get this photo? Like, who was doing that?
Have you guys seen?
It was a photo. It wasn't a diagram.
No, it was a photo.
Oh.
Obviously staged.
Have you guys seen I think it's like Sven, the forklift driver or something? So
forklift certified.
Years ago. Well, it gets like really bad. Like this video is silly and should never have been made. But years ago, I was a manager at a bar. And when we would get in trouble, like somebody would do something stupid, our owner would make me show training videos. And one time I got really tired of it. So I found a forklift video that we didn't have a forklift. But two, this guy like ends up losing an arm and like it sprays blood everywhere. Oh. And I showed it to my staff and they thought I was being serious. Like they were like, do we have a forklift? And I was like, no, just watch.
News to me.
Blood on the highway.
And then I just gave them all shots. I was like, this is your training for today.
Are we getting a forklift?
When's it coming?
Well, no, like
I need a forklift.
If you go on Imager, like there's all these like inside jokes, and one of them is like they're like all the women love somebody like is someone that's forklift certified. You know? It's like the big one, you know. Yeah. And I'm always thinking that's hilarious because I remember like at one of my jobs, like they were like, "Are you guys forklift certified yet?" And like, no, they're like, "Oh wait, you have to take that class." And I'm like, "What is the big fucking deal? I've driven a forklift before. Number one, it's fun.
It is very fun.
Forklifts are fun.
The back wheels turn.
The back wheels turn.
That trips you out.
Not as cool as the Bobcat. The
Bobcats
is
are
way more fun, man.
Yep.
I got my husband a shirt that says MILFs or MILF, and it says, "Man, I love forklifts."
Oh, wow. It's so weird how that's like a thing now.
Well, because he used to be a brewer, they had forklifts. I don't think any of those motherfuckers were actually certified. They just drove a forklift around and stabbed it into things.
I know a dude though that like he didn't wear the seatbelt, and he was on a loading dock, and he went off the edge, fell out, and it rolled over him and crushed his like pelvis.
Oh, well, I'm glad he doesn't do that for a living.
Not forklift certified for sure.
Yeah.
Would you be upset if your husband changed the F to a B and then said, "Man, I love Bobcats"?
Okay. No, I'd be pretty excited about that.
Bobcats are the best.
People would be like, "What's a MILB?"
Like, so
let me tell you,
fucking
Bobcats. Let me show you the how it's made video on Bobcats.
Okay. So I had a couple weeks or so last week I had my my main line replaced on the house. You know, I had a leak.
Yeah,
and so I got a couple of estimates, and like this one plumber came over and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it for this much money," and it was not as much as I think he should have said. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So you're concerned because you're like, "That's not enough."
That seems like you're not gonna. And so like literally, like 6 guys like. If you saw where the mailbox was and you saw where the house is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had the main line goes from the street to the house.
Okay.
6 guys come over the first day, and I'm thinking they're gonna go rent a trencher or something. Yeah. Nope. Shovels and pickaxes.
Damn.
None of these guys spoke English. And like, because I went out there to talk to them, and they're like, they didn't speak English. And so like the plumber guy was like left them, like he like pointed out what he wanted done to leave. So like for 2.5 days, these dudes by hand
dug a trench,
dig a 4-foot deep
trench, man. You should have seen
it. Was huge,
4 feet. That's
so then
like
the guy
could bury a person in there. Easy.
I'm sitting in the house.
So easy.
I'm sitting in the air conditioning in the house watching these dudes dig by hand, and I'm like, man, this is fucked up. And I still can't believe how much they asked for, like, poor bastards. So then he shows up, like, to get the, like, I paid half at the beginning, and like he shows up to get the other half. And I'm like, man, I can't believe you guys dug that by hand. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I've got a machine." And I'm like, "You motherfucker!" And he goes, "I was just afraid to hit the gas line." He's like, "Because then it's more expensive." And I'm like, "Oh, you can have that. You can have them come and like show you where it is."
Yeah, easily.
Call through like 311. I think
there's a thing called like paint. And you kind of just like mark.
They have that like sonar thing, and they go, "Yep, right here."
Yeah.
And then you don't hit it, and I'm like, "You're kind of an asshole."
Yeah. So it's okay for like a worker to hit it, but not your trencher.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some guy with the pickaxe hits the gas line.
Yeah. And man, when I was in high school, there was I grew up in Clovis, New Mexico, and like north of Clovis. Mm-hmm. So there's this bar out there, and I don't think it exists anymore. It was called Ed's Bar, and it was kind of like a legendary bar. Well, like the whole I was in high school, and my parents would go drink there, and I would go with them. Well, Ed was no longer alive.
Mm-hmm.
And the story goes is they were digging. Someone was digging and hit his gas line. And then they were afraid they'd get in trouble, so they never said shit. And his house exploded and he fucking died.
Oh, no.
And I was like, holy shit.
Not funny. Damn.
No, but like, crazy story though, right?
Yeah.
And so then I was like, well, I'm glad you didn't want to hit the gas line.
Yeah,
So
that's why they have safety videos.
Yeah, that's why we got these videos.
somebody not forklift certified hit the gas line.
Dude, that's
some legit shit, right? Yeah.
gas is scary, man. It really is. It's
weird.
Wild to think about.
It's weird we still use something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel it. Well, I feel like some people want to get away from it, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I had a job where
What's the worst job you ever had?
the worst job I ever
Yeah.
had.
Point blank.
Oh,
Peach, while you're thinking of that, is Peach a real name?
it is.
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been wondering that the whole time, but I didn't want to seem like I was making fun of her because I'm not.
Oh no.
I'm like curious.
I've had it my whole life.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you should see, like, even when I'm with him, how many times I
Like
hear
your
people
driver's
ask that.
license says Peach.
Well, I'll get into that.
Okay,
but
yeah.
basically, so so like my parents named me so I was born on my great grandfather's birthday. His first name was Brooking. So I took his first name, and then I was given Peach basically. So actually, I'll be honest. So my birth certificate, the first name is Brooking, but my social security card is Peach.
Oh,
B.
wow.
So B Brooking is my middle name.
Oh.
So it's kind of a convoluted issue because work, taxes, bank information, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
All my bills is Peach. Driver's license would say Brooking, but
I've got similar situation.
well, and the thing that sucks is like I it's been that way my whole life. And so anytime they'd register me for school, they'd say, "What's your social?" They don't care about your ID as a kid. So it's always Peach. So I've always been Peach in the school system. That's what I've always gone by. And then like as I got older, I was like, well, this is kind of like paperwork's a real pain in the ass because I basically have two legal first names. And so I went and was like, yo, I need to get this changed. And it's such a hassle. I basically just never followed up.
Oh.
So
and it costs
money. It's like $100. Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
Something like that.
Huh.
Maybe more. It may have gone up. But yeah, you got to go to Vital Records. You got to go to Santa Fe.
Yeah.
You got to do all this shit. And I'm like, I've got bills my entire life. I've got like a social, I've got a federal document that has it on there, and they still won't. Like, they still are just like, we got to go through this whole process. So I kind of just like,
because then you have to go in front of a judge too. Like you have to, because they have to make sure that you're not trying to like hide out from some debt or hide out from some sort of like
right.
Brooking owes $30,000.
Well, or even like some sort of like you're running from the law, like you're trying to change your name, so that, all that shit.
Yeah.
What's really easy is to get a copy of your birth certificate.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Super easy.
I have a story about how not easy that is.
Give you one.
I'll print you out one right now.
No. I
got a copy
I have a
of
life
Hold
contract.
on, let me grab my forklift over there.
let me tell you.
3D printed birth certificate?
Let me tell you how difficult it is when apparently whoever filed for your birth certificate, i.e., your mother, misspelled her own maiden name.
Yes.
Oh.
I've heard of this.
I was like, they were like, we have no record of your birth. And I was like, what do you mean? No, I was born. I'm here. And I don't have a super common name. Like my first name is all squished together. Like it can't be that hard to find me. They were like, what is your mom's maiden name? And I say it. They're like, yeah, no, we don't have that. It was literally one letter off. Instead of Falvey, it was like Falray or something stupid. And so now every time, like when I went to apply for my passport, they flagged me for like fraud and all kinds of stuff, all because some idiot put the wrong letter on my birth certificate.
Oh, well, that is tough.
Anyway.
And it's pretty, I don't know. That does suck. I think it's like.
Anyway, what was your worst job? I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Well, let's see. I guess like actual job. Like I worked for, actually. So yeah, for a summer, like in between, semesters in college, I was like, I'll just go. Like my dad works at, basically like a car dealership. So I like went and was
washing cars.
I was a wash guy and I was a detail guy. And
what's so bad about that?
walking around 130-degree parking lot for 7 hours a day for basically.
Did you get to use a power washer?
I did. I got to use all kinds of cool stuff. Lots of dangerous chemicals I got to huff. But the thing that basically, so this was summer, and you're getting in and out of hot cars all day. And the way that you get paid is per car.
Oh, really?
So you're not paid hourly. So the more cars you do, the more you get paid.
That's awesome, though.
It could be, but it also makes it competitive with the other guys, and then it also means you basically have to work yourself to death to make any money.
Yeah.
Like you just literally have to be getting in and out of cars for 7 hours.
Thought about using a forklift in that situation?
Just pick them up and just fucking
blast the undercoating.
Yeah. And then
what's the secret that like they do at a car dealership that like for cleaning the car that like you wouldn't have thought of?
Nothing. It's garbage.
Harsh chemical.
I would honestly, if you're the kind of person that wants to wash your car, don't ever take it to a car dealership and get it washed.
Really?
Those people have they have no idea what they're doing.
I mean, pretty much.
Look at this guy.
I mean, I did a good job, and they're still telling my dad, like, hey, is there any way your kid wants to come work again? Because, like,
really?
Everyone else was, like, either smoking meth in the cars or, like,
smoking meth in the car.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. It was rough, man, but, like, it was fun. It built some character, I guess.
I was watching
that was the worst job.
That's the worst job.
So this is the algorithm for my Instagram. I send fucked up things to my friend, and it was like they were interviewing this guy. They're all, "What's the one thing you can't do that you have kids?" He's all, "Well, you can't do as much crack."
Saw that last night.
Not you can't do it. You can't do as much as you want to.
And he's all, the kid's like, "What are you doing?" He's all, "Just smoking a little plastic."
Oh my god!
Stay out of daddy's office when it smells like plastic.
Somebody sent me that because now that I'm a mom, they're like, "Hey, look at this."
So speaking of plastic, my worst job was working at Subway up on Wyoming and Montgomery, and it sucked because everybody
in plastic. That's a great transition.
So everybody had it was like my not a summer job. It was like I was a senior in high school. Like they gave me hours. So, but everybody already had like a full-time schedule. So I'd have to text my manager every morning and be like, do I need to come in? And
really
every morning. And I would only work usually Tuesday to Thursday.
Every morning someone called in.
Yeah. No. So what happened was everybody worked, or I only worked Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually 4 to 6, like for the rush hour or the dinner rush. But there was this guy I used to work with,
old Subway dinner rush.
Used to go like when it was not that busy, like right before the dinner rush, he used to go smoke crack in the
holy shit
in the walk-in, and I was always so pissed because he would be just
drugs in the walk-in.
He would be cracked out and like non-verbal, and he made the best sandwiches, like just not speaking to the customers. It was wild, and that was
Subway's a like. What is the thing about Subway we probably don't want to know?
Oh God. Yeah. A lot of it's out there at this point.
I think so. Yeah.
But what's an insider?
I think probably the prep. Like I remember, pulling the ham or the whatever out of the cases, and it had like an iridescent film on it.
Oh yeah.
And I would always ask about that, and they'd be like, I don't know, just put it in the bin.
Well, and like now they're like shaving the meat like fresh for you, like because not Jimmy John's. What's the
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah. So now they're doing all shit. So like I worked at Pizza Hut back in the day, in the 90s, right? And like the thing that has broken my heart is like how fucking shitty the Pizza Hut food has become, because
it used to be really
it was fucking good.
Man.
Yeah.
And like I was the doughboy in the morning. Like I came in at 7 a.m. and we made the pan dough from scratch. Like literally they had like bags of flour.
Yeah.
And the night before, like they had like oiled the pans, and you dumped the flour in the mixer. You measured out the water. Like you had the water at a certain temperature. You dumped it in there, and it mixed it. And then you cut and weighed everything and threw it through a press, and then put it in there. And then it proofed. And if you didn't come in the morning and get that dough made, it didn't make it on the buffet.
Right. Yeah.
And like, to me, I was like, holy shit, they actually make their own dough. They made the thin dough every day, and they made the pan dough every day. And then the hand toss came in a fucking frozen disc that thawed out, and then you spread it out. So the hand toss sucked, But like
the pan was where it was.
Pan was. I mean, the worst fucking thing you could ever eat, like for your heart.
Sure.
Well, like
it's pretty much just like soaked with butter.
Oh, like
something.
No. It was oil. It was oil.
Oh,
so like the pans, like if you ever go to a Pizza Hut and eat again, if you get a pan, look inside the pan. There's 2 lines, and that's the measurement for like when they put the oil in. They oiled it. They filled it up to the middle. And like when you took, like you had the little grippers for the hot pan, and then you'd stick the spatula in, and you'd pull the pan pizza out of the pan, right? This is how much oil was in there. Like the dough had like risen in this oil. It had cooked in this oil. Then you take the cooked pizza out, and then you'd still pour oil out of the pan. That's how much oil was in there. And
delicious.
It sounds amazing, honestly.
Like I remember reading an article, like the worst thing you could eat fast food, and it was like the meat lovers pan pizza at Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Oh, I bet that was just swimming in grease.
Oh yeah. And then you would like make the little mini pan, the little personal pans.
Oh yeah.
And they would like, it was so funny because like you had this like plastic mushroom device. You would take the little mini pan out, and it was like thick, and then you would just like stamp like that so that it like crushed it, so you could put the like it just made like a divot in the middle of it, so that you could put the sauce and everything, and I mean you had this like sizzling hot pan that came out like
I had that whole thing like where you read enough books, you get to go make
book it. You
make your own pan pizza at Pizza Hut. So I remember that.
I remember those days. They'd always bring those kids.
They were showing them,
and then like the greatest thing about
I got to divot my own pizza.
And maybe you guys did this at Subway, maybe you didn't, but like it got to the point where like you would make your own like food, out of the food. And at Pizza Hut, the thing that we made that was just badass and everybody got excited about, there was 2 things. You could take, so the breadsticks came like the hand toss dough. It came in like a plastic, felt like plastic, like a frozen disc that was like a square shape, like it was a rectangle shape. And you took it out, let it thaw out, and you put it in the pan. And then you had a stamper that had the lines for the breadsticks. So instead of doing that, you would take the thawed out breadstick and you'd flip it, because it was in a pan, like the pan dough. You'd flip it upside down and let it fall out, and you took butter and you buttered the backside, and then we had cinnamon because of the buffet. You do the cinnamon, right, and then you take one in and just start rolling it, and then you would just cut it in slices, turn it sideways, put it back in the pan, run it through the oven, and it would just cinnamon roll up, comes out, butter it again, and then it had the icing from the dessert, and you'd make cinnamon rolls in the morning. Now the other thing too is you take thin crust pizza, you'd bring in a carton of eggs, and you take a large thin crust pizza, crack a whole carton of eggs in a bowl, and then scramble it, pour it onto a thin crust dough with nothing else, right? And then you threw the cheese on it, and then you also threw cheddar cheese on it, then sausage, and then you cooked it, and when it came out, it was breakfast pizza, and then we had salsa from the taco pizza.
Nice.
Fucking delicious.
I worked at IHOP.
Never gave it to anybody like that didn't work there.
Right.
I want a breakfast pizza.
It's
I don't
so
know.
good.
You're making things up, sir.
I can smell it in the morning.
Please get out of here.
I drive by here and I smell breakfast pizza.
Oh, so good.
Oh man, I worked at IHOP for 4 years in high school, and
was it your worst job?
no,
Okay, that's good.
I actually, you know what? I did not hate working
She
at
worked.
IHOP.
She worked at the strip club in Moriarty.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dang.
Not as a stripper.
that wasn't even my worst job. I
Wow.
don't think. I think the funeral home was probably my worst job.
Stripping at the funeral home.
On the dead bodies.
on her forklift as she drove it.
oh man.
She's just like driving around with the forklift with a coffin on the forks.
That'd be one hell of a funeral.
Dude,
I've had lots of
pirouettes.
friends that have worked for funeral homes, so I know the nightmares that you must have
Oh
endured.
man,
It's brutal.
Sorry,
One
I
of
did
the
digress
people
on my
that
hop.
Picked up the bodies.
I was the person who picked up bodies.
Yeah.
And here's the worst part of that job. I had just survived cancer.
Oh.
Not the
Holy
job.
shit.
Not the
No.
job for me. I picked
Especially
up
if
a
someone
lot of my
died from it,
friends.
yeah.
A lot of my chemo buddies I went and picked up.
Oh,
Anyway,
Dude.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I thought I was gonna be fine because like I like serial killers.
Did
and
you ever make
death.
it on How It's Made funeral home? As we move the coffin,
They remove all of the guts.
Oh my god. The things I saw at that place.
Morticians are saints, man.
They are though. You know, I thought that was gonna be like the creepiest person that I met was the mortician.
The funeral director probably.
Funeral director is like the creepiest, skeeviest people in the world.
The morticians are usually pretty normal people.
Well, because morticians get into the business not to make money.
No.
They do it to like comfort other people.
100%.
And they're wonderful people. I love morticians. But yeah, funeral director. But anyway,
as you slowly push the body into the fire.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. My favorite
ashes, how they're made.
My favorite crematorium guy would give us a joint halfway through our workday. You know, like he was, you know, if you do that for a living, I mean, you know,
you gotta have some sort of.
I would not be able to handle that.
You might need some of this here.
Yeah, he's on here.
We're all gonna turn into one of these one day, man.
The only way I can handle death is stone cold sober.
Oh, I want him to roll me up and smoke me.
This was our last client. Here you go.
It's okay. It's what he wanted.
It's got a bit of an earthy taste.
Oh my god.
Sativa.
I think it would be more of an indica.
Yeah.
Wow.
Depending on the person.
Right.
No, but so I worked at IHOP and we had a cook. He was amazing. So he worked here 6 months out of the year and lived in Mexico the rest of the time.
Nice.
And our whole cooking staff lived in one house together, which was fucking great because they were like best friends and super hilarious. And once they got to know you, like you could ask them to make you things. Best Mexican food I've ever had
I bet.
was working at IHOP because you get real tired of pancakes. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
And they would make burritos that were just out of this world. They would bring like their own ingredients, and if they liked you, they would be like, "Do you want food?" And they would just make you amazing food.
That's awesome.
I love like when Kitchen Confidential came out. People were like, "Oh my god!" And like I worked in the service industry for like 10 years, and I was like, "Yeah, no shit." Drugs in the walk-in.
Yeah. How do you think you get
drunk as
fuck?
fuck?
It smells like plastic.
Yeah.
Why do you think your server's being so nice?
Getting drunk as fuck while you're cooking. Yep.
Yeah.
Been there.
Every time you get a glass of wine, I get two.
Whippets.
My favorite was at the strip club. We all drank peppermint schnapps.
Oh man.
Because
oh no.
And it created
don't you weirdo?
I enjoy peppermint schnapps because of that job, but it was the only thing you could drink that nobody really knew because strippers are getting real close to those guys.
Yeah, you smell like minty, right?
Yeah, they think you're just chewing it. They thought all of us just chewed gum.
How is that not like when I was in the 90s, like schnapps was like a thing, man. It was like peppermint schnapps, and then like Hot Damn was like there was Hot Damn and Hot Damn 100. Like the company De Kuyper was like they had the market.
Yeah. They still do.
They have the apple pucker.
I was gonna say pucker, and then there was like a cherry one.
They had an entire pucker's line.
But like they were like the butterscotch schnapps. And
but you knew the strippers were having a good night when you got shots of Goldschlager.
Oh yeah.
You knew they were having a good night.
If you don't know what that is, it was like a peppermint schnapps with gold flakes in it.
Yeah.
Gold flakes.
And everybody would like brag. They're like, yeah, the gold flakes like cut your stomach up and it like gets you drunker.
Gets you way drunker.
And then as you get older, you're like, first of all, it's probably not true.
No.
Second of all, if it is, that
gold's not like hard enough.
Right. But if it is, it's like giving you ulcers in your stomach.
That's not good. That's not good to brag about.
No. This is giving me ulcers. It's great.
Yeah, I remember people saying the same about clove. They're like, clove cigarettes are
because
they
crystals in your lungs.
Yeah.
Do they still are they still illegal in New Mexico, or are they legal again?
They're legal, but I think the recipe's different.
Because I remember like when I was in college, they were like,
you can buy like Dajarn Blacks at M&M's and stuff.
Because cloves were illegal in New Mexico, and they're like, the governor's like daughter like died from smoking.
OD'd on blacks.
Yeah, there was some like story.
Here's the thing. I went to school with Martinique. What was his name? His first name was Martin. He was the governor.
Not Carruthers.
No.
Here?
Yeah.
Martin Chavez.
Martin Chavez. I went.
He was the mayor.
He was the
mayor. So I
Mark
went.
Chavez is always the mayor.
But he's like always the mayor.
So I went to high school. Martinique Chavez went to my high school. She was
Shout out,
younger than
Lauren.
me, and
LP.
there was rumors going around that like she was the reason that things were banned and all this stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, I will believe every single one of those rumors. That girl was crazy,
Whoa.
but she was fun.
She's the reason that Denny's closed down over there
Yeah.
by the university.
No
That
shit.
wouldn't
No.
surprise me.
Oh, I was like, I was like, oh my god, she's the person that tried to take a header off that Denny's.
I was gonna say
Wouldn't
like
surprise me.
8
Would not.
a.m. every night. They're like, all right, let's prepare for Mark Jeff's daughter to come in.
He's the reason why the Frontier's not 24 hours.
That's right. She actually stabbed a guy.
When I first met her, I thought she was making up that her dad was the mayor, right? Because her
Yeah.
name is Martinique.
Yeah.
Martin.
She introduced herself to me. We were
So-
both like, smoking cigarettes or whatever, drinking Jack Daniels. And she introduced herself to me, and we were at this like stupid online school.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, my dad's the mayor." I'm like,
She's all, my dad's a mayor. You want to go do some drugs?
I was like, "Your dad's the mayor." I'm like, "You're just making that up because your
I
name
think
is
Keita-
Martinique."
Yeah. She's all solid. Come on, I got a ride. And you walk up, it's a forklift. What the fuck?
You sit on one side and I'll sit on the other.
Here, get on the fort.
Y'all, shouldn't you buckle up? Shouldn't you buckle up? Y'all, what are you, a narc?
What are you, a cop? Oh
It's
man.
actually really dangerous to wear seatbelts when riding the forklift. It's not even funny to bring up, dude.
Get trapped.
If this thing rolls, the last thing you want is to be stuck in a seatbelt.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
god.
pretty funny, though. Like, I want to do that where, like, I just start making up shit. You know, like, the other day I was at work and somebody brought up the shit Can you say? I was like, yeah, that's my friend Lauren. And they know me well enough to this point. They're like, you know her? And I go, yeah. And they go, of course you do.
Lauren's the best.
And I'm like, everybody
I
knows
love
downtown
Lauren.
knows Lauren. I mean,
Right?
Right.
So my
Yeah.
favorite thing is when I was in my early 20s, before I became a comedian, I used to do this thing where I would just like make shit up
Mhm.
to fuck with people
Oh, yeah.
because it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And so far I've read 2 biographies of stand-up comedians, and like they did the same shit.
Mhm.
And it's like a long running bit because you have to keep it up, because I used to do it at my workplace
Sometimes you have to keep it up forever.
Yeah.
forever.
Like,
Fucking Smiley.
more people die in forklift accidents than in plane crashes every year.
I would know my
That's
father
actually
died.
probably-
That is, I guarantee that's
That's
true.
definitely true. Well, not with Boeing's reputation.
Oh
nowadays.
my
Sure.
god.
Yeah, they had like, dude, I read this thing about it. Like, they had fake titanium
What?
in the plane. Yes.
How do
The
you
good shit.
God damn it.
Counterfeit titanium.
The whole thing where they had like a Gonzo like journalist come in from
Yeah.
Oh
somewhere,
yeah.
and he was like talking to the engineers, literally building the plane. Would you fly on this plane? Fuck no.
Yeah.
Hell no,
I'm like,
no, this
holy
one, nah.
shit.
I'd rather drive that forklift.
I fly Airbus.
Forklifts are really, really stable,
I'd rather
especially
fly
at
a
high
forklift.
altitude.
Yeah,
I'd rather fly this for
Yeah.
yeah.
I
They,
didn't know the
they
titanium
said
was
that
real.
they caught him with counterfeit titanium, and I was like,
That's insane.
what is counterfeit titanium made out of?
Right.
Aluminum?
It's made out of 925 sterling silver, obviously.
Oh, wow.
They just they find some bullshit steel, and then they go to the auto parts store and they find like
No,
titanium colored paint.
Well, because
They
titanium
ordered-
is light, like it's super
It's very
light.
light,
they
and it has a
ordered it on
weird color
Etsy,
to it.
obviously.
Oh.
Yeah, from Etsy.
But Timu, they're just ordering titanium.
They order
from
from
Temu.
Etsy. They're like, why is the titanium red? I don't know. That was a
It's
color.
it's sick as
That was
to go faster.
that was the fastest shipping.
Also, while we're talking about ridiculous things, have you guys been paying attention to the House of Representatives?
No.
Because hold on. Oh,
I've had to tune out for a little
No,
bit.
no, no.
I'm getting
Okay,
overwhelmed.
that's fine. I'm not going to get serious like at all
Okay.
because it is not serious anymore. I'm canceling my Bravo subscription. I'm just going to watch C-SPAN from now on
Oh, yeah.
because Jesus fucking Christ.
Some of the shit, you're like, what?
No,
Oh my
this
God.
one
I'm
day,
off Bravo.
Andy Cohen should really have like a real House of Representatives reunion because holy fuck. So there was, I'm not going to say names because I'll get them wrong, but there was a lady, except for Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC. So there was a lady who was bringing up a serious topic, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, those big fake eyelashes you have on, are obviously impeding your reading.
Yep.
So then
Oh shit.
AOC stands up and she's like, yo, you can't say that stuff, right? And this lady starts talking to her. The guy who's in charge is, I don't know what he does.
He's just lost that point. He's all, what the hell?
Because I think he was pretty much just like any man stuck in the middle of women fighting. He was just like, I don't know. So
I'm just going to shut up.
AOC is like, this needs to be stricken from the record. You can't attack somebody's like physical
Eyelashes.
appearance.
Yeah.
You know? So then the lady who got attacked for eyelashes, oh no, AOC, Marjorie Taylor Greene says something to AOC and she goes, no, girl. No, baby girl. And I was like, oh shit, AOC's about to start a fight.
Oh shit.
Dude, she'd take off her heels and fucking stab him.
And I was like, oh shit. So that it gets so much better. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep watching this because this is entertaining.
Right.
Yeah.
But so then the girl with the eyelashes then turns to the guy who's supposed to be in charge of this. He's like, she goes, wait, so if she can attack my eyelashes.
Let's talk about her fake butt.
No, worse than that.
She had a forehead lift.
She goes, can I say that can I make comments about her fake blonde butch body?
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Now I need to watch this.
And I was like, I literally the whole time I wrote a bit about it because I'm just like, what is happening right
You hear
now?
all these people pass laws.
And like the minute AOC said baby girl, I was like, this is gonna be
Someone's getting cut.
I like this. These are the people.
Brooklyn's coming out.
Like if you're in Albuquerque, you're like downtown and someone goes, oh, baby girl.
Yeah.
Someone's about to get
You should take a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember
You're coming off.
So I remember, my friend Ming Chin was here in town, and like, you know, we tell stories about Albuquerque, and he's like, "Is it really like that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." So one time we're downtown, and we're out right outside of Inside Out, and like between Inside Out and like Launchpad, right? And there's this like girl who probably just turned 21, and she's fucking wasted, and she's like just being obnoxious and screaming and like telling people to fuck off and all this shit. And we're just kind of ignoring her. And she stumbles over and fucking plows right into this big Chola girl.
Oh, no.
When I mean big, I mean the girl was like 250, 260.
Yeah.
And that girl's like, oh, fuck no, bitch. And fucking hits her right in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Hard as fuck. They go down on the ground and she's beating the shit out of this girl. And the girl that was like drunk, her shirt comes off. And like her boobs come out and all this shit. And like, finally, they get her, like the security people finally get her off of her. And the drunk girl goes across the street and she's all, fuck all y'all. Fuck this, fuck that. And my friend Ming's like, I think I just had an Albuquerque experience of that.
Yeah.
And I said, in the lesson learned, don't fuck with Cholo girls.
No.
You will get fucked up.
My story is at the taco truck outside of Knockouts on Central.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just like a group of people and there's a fight that ensues and there's like some traffic work that's happened and literally someone just picks up one of the big traffic cones and just fucking wails on this person with a traffic cone.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And everyone's just standing there just like watching.
Yeah,
what do you want? They're like 12 past story.
Please. They're all
That's a Tuesday.
One barbacoa, one chicken, one.
Well, so when I worked at the strip club in Moriarty, I was famous for jumping over the bar and like
famous.
Yeah.
All right.
Because what would happen is these two cousins would walk in.
Oh shit. They're all hey, you guys aren't allowed in here.
Come on, man.
Hey, you guys aren't allowed in the bar. You know it.
No. It's fault last time.
Even worse than that, the management at this strip club, and I've told so many stories, they did not allow us to cut people off.
Oh, wow.
They did not allow us to ban people. So as the bartender...
Is that policy?
No, it's not legal.
Okay. Well, the place was sketchy.
The place in general was sketchy.
Vice did a whole thing on that one strip club.
Yeah.
I was
No, they really did.
They really did.
They really did.
They really did.
Yeah,
and
they really did.
And the Vice thing about it, if you're going to watch it, I'm going to tell you right now that is a toned down version of what I dealt with.
I'm sure.
Okay.
But the money was so good. Anyway, so I used to have to, I'm a very small person.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot run my little legs around that bar fast enough to stop these two idiots from stabbing each other.
So
it's a very long bar.
Why were you stopping anybody from stabbing anybody?
Wait, the cousins are stabbing each other?
Yes.
Oh.
So because I would get in trouble.
Oh, those are just the cousins. They do that all the time.
Yeah, they stabbed each other.
Yeah,
last
do
week.
that.
I would see them walk in, and I'd be like, "Oh fuck, here we go." And it was every shift, and these two motherfuckers would inevitably be like, "Your mama, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, really? We're gonna fight over your mama jokes?"
Oh, so they wouldn't come in together. It would like one would be there and the other one would be there.
Sometimes they did come in together.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was ridiculous.
They're all, we need 2 shots of Crown Royal, and they're like,
we came in the same truck, remember?
Oh my god. Well, what would happen is the owner would ring a bell, and everybody, including the wait staff, would get a shot of Crown, which is
Ew.
also illegal.
Yeah,
Which is also why I can't stand the smell of Crown.
Ew.
And every fucking time that would happen, these 2 idiots were there fighting about God knows what.
As the one cousin inserts the knife into the other cousin.
But the best night was one night.
The other hits them upside the head and gives them a cerebral hematoma.
One night I saw the bigger cousin break a bottle on the bar, and I knew exactly what he was about to do. So
Well, I mean, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Right?
I've seen this movie.
I jump over the bar,
I've seen
grab
Roadhouse.
his arm as he's about to stab his cousin,
Damn.
and I said, "No, sir, not today.
Not
I
if you
don't."
want another shot of Crown.
That
Okay.
is, dude.
Just
I was
take
like,
this outside.
Do you want titties in your face? You're
mean-
not gonna stab your cousin because I'll have to call the cops.
Was that the reasoning? Did it go through his head?
They
Yeah.
would fight over one particular stripper
I want two
who
of my face.
happened to not only be married to the security guard,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Damn, dude.
but her son would come in and show his friends his stripper mama. Not making that up.
Lord.
I mean,
And
this
that
all
was-
tracks. I mean,
That was the person that these people would fight over. And her husband also worked at the jail. So every time they got arrested, they got to say hello to him.
I know that people think that the strip club in Moriarty was probably a high class joint, but
No.
no, it wasn't.
No, it was.
But
It was
it's very
right
nuanced,
across the street from
nonetheless.
the fireworks store, right?
No, it's way out there.
Nah, it was way out there. Yeah. I never
Okay.
went.
God
I never
bless
went.
Moriarty.
Are you
Uh,
kidding?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
they're
No,
in
I'm not
this-
kidding.
Okay, well, I don't have a very good grasp of time and space, but I always recall those being in the same night. We'd go buy fireworks, and then I guess they're both in Moriarty.
Yeah.
There, I mean, it's not far.
Yeah,
It's
just
no,
like,
it's
might as
no
well
longer
here.
there. But I'm gonna. Well, sadly we've come to the end of our time. But
Oh.
I think we should have you guys back on. I didn't
I
know
like
that's
you
gonna-
guys.
We would
You guys
love
are great.
to do
Yeah,
that.
let's have you
we'll
guys
come
on.
back on, man.
So their new album is called Nara Visa. It's the band's called Nara Visa. The new album's called Our Lady of the Duck Pond. Great record.
correct.
Been jamming it out all week. Great indie rock. If you like indie rock, but it's weird calling it indie rock to me. I don't know.
It's the
know
greatest.
what to
The
call
greatest
it.
question we have is what kind of music? And I'm like,
Is it not
I don't
independent?
know.
I mean,
It is.
It is. Oh,
But
yeah,
you can definitely tell the different influences on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. It's out there on all of the streaming. Like you can literally finish this show and start streaming it, or
It's on,
let-
Please
it's on
do.
YouTube.
yeah, it's on YouTube.
Look it
It's
up right
on
now.
is.
Spotify, Pandora, all the places.
All the things.
And then you guys got some stuff coming up where people can go see you play, right?
Yes, a couple
I do.
shows. We're playing at the. I don't have the dates. We're playing at the Minnow. We're playing at.
Do you guys have like a website or anything like that?
No.
Facebook?
Instagram,
Instagram.
and Facebook's the best way
Yeah,
to find us at
definitely.
the moment.
At Nara Visa Band.
Yes,
Yep.
Nara Visa Band, everything. If you want to, even if you want to Gmail us, just send
Yeah.
us an email. We're thinking about Sydney, one of our great friends and our manager. She's been an amazing person, but she recommended, she's like, you guys should do like a newsletter. And I was
Yeah.
like, that sounds
Oh,
sick.
that's a great
So,
idea.
Maybe we'll start doing newsletters.
Cool.
And then we can have some real email correspondence.
Fire out the
Yeah.
MailChimp.
Yes,
Definitely.
exactly.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. So
And then Holly Ann, what you got going on?
This Friday, I guess, on the 21st, I am hosting a show at Boss Fight Brewing. Oh, I was waiting for you to make.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh wow!
Oh, no.
oh, you can.
There you go.
There it is. There it is. At Boss Fight Brewing, previously known as Kilt Check. Yeah, it was a power up. And if you've never been there, they have like a huge mural of Bowser. They have pinball
Nice.
machines. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
It's a
gonna be
video
really
game
fun.
brewery.
Yeah.
Sounds sick.
And Colton, who owns it, he's amazing.
Had him on the show. Good guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
super sweet. So that's on Friday. It's $10.
Forklift certified.
He is forklift certified, I think.
That should be a Street Fighter. Forklift certified. What are you looking?
Brushes their head with the fork.
Oh on the 25th, I'll be at Red Door Brewing with Jack Tapestry, and we're telling stories about backstabbing and betrayal. And I'm probably going to tell a story about Christopher. Just kidding. Absolutely not.
Oh, absolutely tell a story. I don't care. I'll give you one.
I'll give you a story.
That's what
I'll make one up for you. No, so other than Saturday, we have we're going to be live from Music Go Round over on, is it Lomas or Manal? Manal. It's on Manal. It's the 25th anniversary. Our good friend Mo. There's bands going to be there. There's food trucks. We're going to be live 11 a.m. I think we talked about it. We haven't fully confirmed, but I think Willa J is going to be on.
Cool.
They've got an album release that night, Saturday night. So she's going to be on the show. It'll be our first live remote in a while. So come out.
Hamster's going to be there. Yeah. So will Ian.
Oh, nice. And so you can actually come out and talk to us. I will talk to you. I was kidding earlier. I was joking. And then second Saturday, you can come out to Almost AAA Cabaret. And a lot of people saw my outfit from the last one. And I want people to know I will be wearing a different full outfit for every single one.
Christopher has really made a fashion. We talk all the time. Mm-hmm. And he ran some outfits by me. And you're not going to want to miss.
Oh, yeah, there's some really great stuff coming. Yeah. Literally just outfits bought for that thing.
Yeah.
And it sells out. It does really well. And like I said, I got recognized finally for it. Some guy Friday night goes, he's like, "You're the guy from the cabaret thing." He's like, "You are so funny." And he's like, you need to do it again. And I was like, "No, I'm doing every one of them." And he goes, "Well, now I'm a regular."
Aww.
Yeah. So it's funny. I've now been recognized for this, for the wrestling, and then now for that. So I'm taking over the world. So good luck, everyone else.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. So I want to thank the guys from Nara Visa for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Matt and Peach. We're all now friends now. We've all broke Malort across the table together.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all going to go get forklift certified and then stab our cousins at a strip club.
Yeah.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Smiley. Thank you guys for listening. With that, we are
10 drink minimum.